Chapter 1898. Su Yin wasn't just talking to himself. He was giving Hua Xiaolu, who had already occupied the high ground, the order to shoot. What was Hua Xiaolu's specialty in the Divine Dragon Squad? It was his accurate shooting skills. In the Dragon Brigade, everyone was a sharpshooter. However, Hua Xiaolu was the only one who could remain as calm as Hua Xiaolu. Fire wherever he pointed, and never make a mistake. He would analyze everything before pulling the trigger, even the effect of air humidity on the bullet's firing speed. Who would dare say that he wasn't the best sharpshooter in the team? He wasn't just the best sharpshooter in the Dragon Fury team, he was also the best sharpshooter in the entire Dragon Brigade. During target practice, everyone had 10 bullets. Perhaps everyone could hit the bullseye with all 10 bullets, but who could make a bullet pass through the same hole 30 times? The only person who could do that was probably Hua Xiaolu. Wan Guangxiao wanted to know where Hua Xiaolu's limit was back then. He was actually able to make 23 consecutive shots pass through the same hole in the bullseye. Even when he made the 24th shot, he only missed by a tiny bit. It was so small that it was almost impossible to see with the naked eye. Hua Xiaolu admitted that he had missed. After that, Wan Guangxiao observed him for a while before he realized that he had indeed missed. But the deviation was less than a millimeter. He wasn't the best in individual combat, nor was he the best in kickboxing. Perhaps he wasn't as good as many people in all aspects, but when it came to shooting, no one dared to challenge him. No one in the entire Dragon Brigade dared to challenge him. After Su Yin gave the order, Hua Xiaolu immediately aimed at the Type 54 pistol in Crippled Tiger's hand, and pulled the trigger without any hesitation. The gunshot rang out. Crippled Tiger felt a sharp pain in his hand. The pistol had been knocked away by the sniper rifle. The explosion of the bullet and the pistol almost deafened Song Xiangxiong's ears. Without the threat of Crippled Tiger's gun, Song Xiangxiong finally dared to speak to him. "Are you crazy? Crippled Tiger? We didn't kill him, so why should we be afraid of them? What you're doing to me is equivalent to taking a hostage. Your crime is even worse." Crippled Tiger had been nervous at the time, so he hadn't thought too much about it. Now that he heard Song Xiangxiong's words, he realized that everything he had done was unnecessary. "Director Song, my mind was in a mess just now. Please don't mind it. What we need now is for everyone to be united, right?" Lame Tiger said. "We'll get through this together." "Then why aren't you letting go of me?" Song Xiangxiong said unhappily. Crippled Tiger panicked. He was a little dazed. It wasn't that he had never seen a police officer or a big scene, but he had never seen such a scene before. These people were not at the level of the police at all. This configuration, this equipment, this ability, the difference was like heaven and earth. After the pistol in his hand was shot out, Crippled Tiger's mind was completely blank. His subordinates were also trembling. "Everyone, put down your guns," Su Yin said. "I'll only give you 5 seconds. After 5 seconds, I'll give the order to kill anyone who still has a threatening weapon. Now you have 3 seconds. As soon as they heard this, the people holding pistols simply treated the weapons in their hands as if they were the god of plague. They all threw them out in unison. In addition to the guns, the people with knives also threw them away. No one wanted to be treated as a live target. After all, these people were not professional criminals. They were just a group of bullies. Of course, they didn't know how to deal with such a situation. If they hadn't shown up just now, Su Yin and the others wouldn't have been able to control them so easily. "Very good, you're all very cooperative." Su Yin smiled slightly. He had already seen the relationship between Song Xiangxiong and Crippled Tiger. "Chief Song, you brought so many people with guns here. What kind of big business are you doing?" "This has nothing to do with us. The people we came here were already dead," Song Xiangxiong said. "I just want to help catch them and make a contribution." Su Yin snorted. He wasn't in the mood to think about these things with Song Xiangxiong. "All of you are suspected of murder. Line up now. You don't have time. If there's anything wrong with you, you better watch out for your head." With just a few words, the group of people was obedient. "Han Zhan, arrange for people to take them all back and hand them over to the police for trial," Su Yin said. "They have at least violated the gun control regulations." "Yes. Hanjan said. After Crippled Tiger's men were all subdued, Song Xiangxiong almost begged Su Yun. I really want to help you share the burden. You don't have to explain. Su Yun smiled slightly. Your nephew Song Bei's mobile phone has been monitored by us. You really don't need to explain your thoughts. I can hear them clearly. So Chief Song, you just wait for your punishment and sentence with peace of mind. Song Xiangxiong gritted his teeth and glared at Su Yun. But I'm telling you, we didn't kill that person. No matter how you investigate, you can't pin the crime on us. Then let's see if I can find any evidence. Su Yun was still in a very bad mood, because he knew very well who the dead person Song Xiangxiong was talking about was. After everyone was taken away, Su Yun led the Brothers of Dragon's Fury into the room where Clay's body was found. There was no doubt about it. If the dead person wasn't Clay, Song Xiangxiong wouldn't have been so agitated. Phew. This person couldn't have been killed by those good-for-nothings. Tianfeng said with certainty. After all, Clay had escaped from Su Yun's hands. What did this mean? This meant that Clay had the absolute ability to cripple all those hooligans by himself. Su Yun nodded. Yes, it couldn't have been done by those gangsters. Looking at the situation at the scene, Clay's death was not caused by gunshot wounds, but by suffocation. The traces of fighting on his body were very obvious, but there were few traces of fighting at the scene. Such a scene made Su Yun boldly speculate that it was not a balanced confrontation. Clay was controlled and could only be beaten. These subtle fighting scenes proved that Clay had almost no chance to fight back. Who was it that had taken care of Clay? This question was indeed worthy of deep consideration. Clay could find this place to hide, which showed that he was a cautious person. A cautious person would not be easily approached. Also, the two people who approached Clay were not simple people. They were very strong. It could even be said that any one of them could end Clay's life. If the two of them worked together, Clay would have almost no ability to resist. This was a premeditated murder. The purpose of the other party was very clear. They wanted to get close to Clay and then kill him. They were definitely acquaintances. Su Yun was very sure of this. Clay was a member of the Black Fox Group. His acquaintances must have some relationship with the Black Fox Group. This inference made Su Yun break out in a cold sweat. They were too careless. Since the other party was an organization, there was obviously one person in Huaxia. There might be others there too. Careless, really careless. But there was one thing that Su Yun couldn't understand. If they were companions, why would they kill each other? They should be trying to find a way to escape together. There were too many things that Su Yun couldn't understand. Su Yun couldn't determine the truth just based on inference. Someone wants to kill us on purpose, Tianfeng said. They're afraid that if we catch them alive, they'll say something they shouldn't say. If they want to kill us, it must be the Black Fox Group. Su Yun shrugged. They're already dead. And it was done by two difficult people. I'm afraid our work will be even harder. Continue to be on alert. I really don't know how many people they have and what their purpose is. Tianfeng frowned. Yes, this was not a small matter. Let the police investigate first. What they had to do was to ensure the safety of the central government. Everything else had to be carried out on this basis. Let's go. Let's call it a day. Su Yun. We met an absolutely smart opponent. They won't stay here for us to catch after doing something. Song Xiangxiong and the others can only blame themselves for being unlucky. You guys go back first. I'll explain the situation to the main team. Boss, you're not going back with us? If you leave at this time. Who said I'm leaving? I'll go back later. I'm going to the police station now. Song Xiangxiong is not a clean person. I can't let him be so comfortable. Su Yun. You guys go back first. I'm sure the main team will arrange a mission. Yes. Everyone called it a day. Chapter 1899. Everyone had their own division of labor. The reason why Su Yun chose to go to the police station to take a look at Song Xiangxiong's interrogation was definitely not because he was narrow-minded and wanted to use this opportunity to take revenge. It was because he was worried that Song Xiangxiong would use money and connections to cause trouble for the police during the interrogation. Everyone knew what a rich man could do. It would be easier for an old policeman with merits to interrogate him. At least he would not be scared by Song Xiangxiong. Even if he had connections and wanted to find a way to deal with him in the future, Song Xiangxiong could take care of it with his merits. But if it was a newbie who had just become a police officer, it might not be the case. Su Yin was very clear about the current police. Qin Wan'er was definitely in the minority. Everyone's professional ethics and training were too ordinary. Some people's purpose was to make a living, because they were also civil servants. For the position of civil servant, Su Yin certainly had reason to suspect that some newbies must have known Song Xiangxiong's identity and dared not interrogate him. This was a very normal thing. At this juncture, although the police did not know that the dangerous members of the Black Fox group were in Yanjing, the higher-ups who knew had already issued an order for the whole city to be on alert. No matter who had caused the whole city to be on alert, the police leaders would definitely let all the experienced old policemen be prepared to accept the task orders from the higher-ups at any time. This was the duty and obligation of a policeman. This was the most basic thing of being a policeman. Everyone still had this, especially those who had been in the police station for so long. In that case, simple tasks like interrogations would most likely fall on the shoulders of the newcomers. Sure enough, the situation was very similar to Su Yun's calculation. Song Xiangxiong and Crippled Tiger were interrogated by inexperienced newbies, and the experienced old policeman had already been on standby to carry out the work of the whole Yanjing city. Now the police absolutely did not have enough manpower. When Su Yin arrived, except for the guard on duty who glanced at his ID, no one asked him what he was doing at the police station. After all, Su Yin had already taken off his equipment. No matter how one looked at it, he was just a passerby. Su Yin came to the interrogation room with ease. He could hear Song Xiangxiong comforting the gangsters involved in the incident in the interrogation room. Everyone, please don't worry. As long as we insist on what we didn't do, they can't do anything to us. We didn't do anything, so they won't have any evidence. Director Song, you have connections and power. You must help us. Brothers, don't worry. Today, all of you are going to help me. I am a very particular person. We definitely won't abandon you, Song Xiangxiong said. However, I don't care about your boss, Crippled Tiger. You have seen how he treated me. I won't be nice to a person who doesn't care about relationships. He definitely violated the gun control regulations. If you want to be fine, just insist that the guns are his. I promise you will be locked up for a year or two at most. With Song Xiangxiong's encouragement, many people felt relieved. However, there were some who were unwilling to accept it. A year was still a long time. Su Yin knocked on the door of the interrogation room. There were only 2 young policemen in the interrogation room. When they saw Su Yin, a stranger, they were a little confused. Su Yin quickly took out his mission ID. The stamp on it that was recognized by all the police systems told the 2 young men that the guy in front of them who wrote, Special Confidential Department Member, was definitely not simple. Brother, please sit down. What's your name? Are you here to inspect our work? We will definitely work hard and seriously. One of them had already started to flatter Su Yin. The other did not find a chance to flatter him, but he also used practical actions to show his respect. He got up and gave his seat to Su Yin. Su Yin smiled. My name is Su Yin. You don't have to be so polite. Just interrogate as you should. I'm just passing by. Of course, Crippled Tiger had already recognized Su Yin. He put away his cynical look and said to Su Yin, Oh, brother Su Yin, you can't be a policeman, right? The police don't have your equipment, do they? How do you know what equipment I have? Su Yin asked. Crippled Tiger chuckled. You're really forgetful. We were all arrested by you. Otherwise, what do you think these little policemen can do? Do you think they can control us? When they heard that these people were arrested by Su Yin, the 2 young policemen immediately worshipped him. They had to worship him. Brother Su, you guys are amazing. You even arrested such ruthless people. One of the young policemen said, You don't know, but this Crippled Tiger is notorious. He has done too many bad things. He even threatened us just now. He said that we didn't want to give him face. If we interrogate him, he will definitely kill us when he gets out. Su Yin smiled. What's wrong? Are you too scared? Brother Su, don't listen to the nonsense of these two kids. I was just joking with them. Would I really threaten the police? Crippled Tiger chuckled and tried to explain his behavior. Shut the *CK up. I'm interrogating them. Su-Yun suddenly raised his voice and roared. This time, Crippled Tiger was really scared. The two new policemen didn't even dare to breathe. Su-Yun looked at the interrogation equipment. These two new policemen were really inexperienced. In their panic, they didn't even turn on the equipment. What did it mean when the light on the recorder was not turned on? It meant that they didn't record it. That was why Crippled Tiger dared to speak so arrogantly. He wasn't afraid of leaving evidence behind. As for the surveillance camera in the corner of the interrogation room, those who were in the know knew that it was inconvenient to turn it on. Crippled Tiger. Does your mother know that you're so arrogant? Does your teacher know? After Su-Yun finished speaking, he walked in front of Crippled Tiger. Without saying anything, he kicked Crippled Tiger's chest. The kick caused Crippled Tiger to fall to the ground along with the interrogation chair. When the two young policemen saw that Su-Yun was about to make a move, they quickly came forward to persuade him. Brother Su, there's a recording. Please don't do anything. You two know that there's a recording. You didn't even turn on the recorder. How could you record it? Su-Yun said. Do you know why he dared to speak so arrogantly? He knew that the recorder wasn't turned on. He's not afraid of being recorded as evidence. After Su-Yun said this, the two new policemen's faces turned green. They really didn't turn on the recorder. This was really embarrassing. What are you waiting for? Turn it on. Interrogate him again. Don't you know how to? Didn't you learn it in the police academy? Do you need me to repeat it? Do you need me to teach you how to interrogate criminals? Su-Yun glared at them. The two shook their heads hard, indicating that there was no need. It seemed that Su-Yun's rank was not low. They didn't dare to disobey him. With Su-Yun in charge, the interrogation was much simpler. Crippled Tiger had been shocked by Su-Yun's aura. As long as Su-Yun was present, he didn't dare to not give a detailed account. The interrogation went very smoothly. After Crippled Tiger was taken away, Su-Yun asked the two policemen, how many people have you interrogated? If there's no recording, you'll have to interrogate them again. Just now we interrogated President Song of the Song Group. He's the only one that needs to be interrogated again. From this guy's tone, it was obvious that he thought highly of Song Xiangxiang, President Song of the Song Group. Listen to this title. Su-Yun didn't want to educate people, but this matter had to be taught well. I can tell you very responsibly that there's no President Song of the Song Group here. There's only the suspect, Song Xiangxiang. Do you understand? Understood. The two policemen answered very seriously. Su-Yun solemnly warned the two of them. Those who drive good cars are not necessarily rich, and those who have a lot of money are not necessarily good people. As policemen, you should treat everyone equally. How can you feel as if you're inferior just because the other party is a president? Interrogate him again for me. Yes. After being brought back for interrogation again, Song Xiangxiang was confused. After seeing Su-Yun, he finally understood. He really admired Su-Yun. My God, President Su, how many departments are you involved in? Why are you everywhere? You don't have to worry about that. Song Xiangxiang, tell the truth. Crippled Tiger just told us very clearly that you tried to hire a killer. Su-Yun smiled. This is already a crime. President Su, you can't say that. We didn't kill him. You can't frame a good person. I'm a law-abiding citizen of Huaxia. Of course, Song Xiangxiang wouldn't easily admit his crime. I'm not the one who violated the gun control regulations. I didn't bring a gun. It was Crippled Tiger and his people who brought it. They were the ones who were arrested. Su-Yun smiled slightly. It seems that you, the mastermind, want to get rid of everything. Right. Chapter 1900. Mr. Su, what do you mean? What do you mean by mastermind? I just called Crippled Tiger to discuss a project. I took a fancy to this abandoned factory, so I went to take a look. Song Xiangxiang said. As for what Crippled Tiger was thinking, I don't know since he brought so many people and so many guns. Suyin couldn't help but admire Song Xiangxiong. I say, Song Xiangxiong, you're really something. You can even push it away so cleanly. Don't you remember that your nephew Songbei's phone has been monitored? How long are you going to be so stubborn? The victim's last conversation was with your nephew Songbei. What does this have to do with me? My nephew is already an adult. It's his freedom to talk to whoever he wants. It's none of my business. Song Xiangxiong was very smart. He knew that he couldn't let it go. He had to show his innocence in every word and action. You can't arrest me because of this. It has nothing to do with me. Suyin really couldn't do anything. Song Xiangxiong, that's your nephew. If you don't admit it, I'll order my people to arrest you. Arrest me? I'm not afraid of crooked shadows. If my nephew really did something bad, you can punish him severely. But this has nothing to do with me. Song Xiangxiong said. I only know that what I did didn't break the law. Unless you have evidence to prove that I went to kill someone, or have already committed murder, don't waste my time. The two young policemen had already been stunned by Song Xiangxiong's words. They really didn't know how to deal with this situation. I'm telling you, you'd better let me go. My Song conglomerate has millions of dollars waiting for me to deal with. If you lock me up without any evidence and cause me financial losses, I'll sue you and make you pay for it. It doesn't matter if you can't afford it. I'll make you lose your jobs. Song Xiangxiong knew the psychology of the new policeman too well. Song Xiangxiong, I think you won't cry until you see the coffin. Suyin chuckled. You're not telling the truth here. Fine, I'll apply to the higher-ups now to transfer you away, and let my people interrogate you. When the time comes, I'll see if you'll still talk or not. Song Xiangxiong was startled. What do you mean? Nothing much. I just saw that you're having a good time, so I wanted to give you a change of environment. My environment is good, but I don't know if my subordinates are too impatient. Manager Song, if they do something to you, you have to endure it. They hate people who scream the most. You're threatening me, Song Xiangxiong shouted. Suyin smiled disdainfully. Threaten? Aren't you threatening them as well? Are you bullying me because I'm a newbie? Song Xiangxiong, I didn't expect you to be so experienced. You've been here before, right? Fine, I'll find someone to check your background. I don't believe that I can't find anything wrong with you. Boss Sue, it's not that bad, is it? Just this small matter. Do you really intend to fight me to the death? Song Xiangxiong said. Let's both take a step back and let the world be clear. Even if I don't take a step back, it's still Kong Sky. Why should I take a step back? Suyin said. Manager Song, you are in big trouble this time. He was suspected of hiring an assassin and illegally carrying guns and ammunition. You'll be severely punished by the law. As for your Song's group, I'll arrange someone to check it out. You're too cruel. Song Xiangxiong gritted his teeth. Suyin shook his head. I'm far worse than you. Hurry up and confess. Otherwise, I'll ask your nephew to testify for you now. At that time, it won't be easy for you to ask for leniency. Manager Song, you're a smart person. You have some connections. You're very clear about the pros and cons. Song Xiangxiong had no way out. He could only grit his teeth and admit defeat. As long as Song Xiangxiong confessed, his nephew wouldn't be able to escape. Moreover, he really needed to find his nephew for questioning. Perhaps his nephew could be of some help in the matter of Clay's death. Songbei had probably been taken away now, but Song Xiangxiong didn't know anything at all. The interrogation continued. According to the current situation, Song Xiangxiong's attempted hiring an assassin was not a trivial matter. He would be sentenced to 3 to 5 years in prison. Lame Tiger would be sentenced to more than 5 years for violating the gun control regulations. Those who were involved in this matter would also be locked up for 1 or 2 years. They couldn't escape the punishment of the law. Of course, no one dared to say for sure before the matter was settled. After all, Song Xiangxiong hadn't started to use his connections. He would be able to solve some of his troubles more or less. Suyin received a call from the brigade. They asked him to return as soon as possible because they had found something. Suyin ran faster than a rabbit. He drove back to the Dragon Brigade quickly. Wang Guangxiao asked him to come back. It meant that the matter was very important. They had a very important clue about the two people who killed Clay. When Guangxiao showed Su Yin the photos. Two people arrived at the airport 8 hours ago on the international flight line. Their tickets were 7 hours later. This period of 7 hours was the time when Clay was killed. After the two people arrived at the airport, they didn't do anything. They just waited. After waiting for 5 hours, they took a taxi and left directly. According to the tracking of the taxi, the car finally went to the western suburbs. An hour later, the taxi came back. The driver was gone. The two people were driving. Now the taxi had been found in the parking lot of the airport, and the driver's body was also found in the western suburbs. The only thing that annoyed them was that the plane they took had taken off. Wan Guangxiao had basically concluded that the two people were also members of the Black Fox group. Their purpose of coming to Huaxia was very simple. They wanted to kill Clay and leave as soon as possible. They really did that. If it weren't for Song Xiangxiong's act, Su Yin and the others might not have found Clay's body so early. The flight would transfer to a country in Southeast Asia in a few hours. As soon as the two people got off the plane, it would be impossible to catch them again. After all, the country's control in this regard was too weak. Should we inform the police in advance and let them seal the airport? Su Yin. We can't let them escape so easily, right? We can't do that. Once we do that, it is likely to turn into a hijacking incident. At that time, it will be really troublesome. Wan Guangxiao said. After all, they are members of the Black Fox group. We can't be careless. We don't dare to act rashly. Su Yin gritted his teeth in hatred. These people were too powerful. After coming to Huaxia, they didn't panic. After calculating the time, they directly found Clay and killed him. Then they rushed back to the airport with the most accurate time, and immediately boarded the plane to leave. Phew, incredible. At this time, Matthew and a few brothers of the research consortium rushed over to report the results. Seeing that Su Yin was also there, Matthew punched him on the shoulder. Cheer up. At least now it shows that the Black Fox group is very afraid of us. They don't dare to provoke Huaxia. After that, Matthew handed the report to Wan Guangxiao. Chief, your judgment is really accurate. There is indeed a problem with their tattoos. The two guys could find Clay so clearly because they could check Clay's location at any time. The tattoo on Clay's arm is the fox head tattoo of the Black Fox group. There is a special liquid crystal inside. This is the locator he carries with him. The people of the Black Fox group can find his location at any time and accurately calculate the time to go back and forth. Phew, his uncle. The assassin organizations nowadays are too hard-working. They are starting to play with high-tech. How can they let people live? The Black Fox group. It's worthy of being an organization that gives so many countries headaches. It's very powerful. Wan Guangxiao laughed. Su Yin, it seems that we have lost. Damn it. Su Yin cursed in his heart. The chief was right. They had lost. Letting the two people leave Huaxia's territory was a loss. What made Su Yin unable to swallow this anger was that not only did they kill Clay, but they also caused irreparable damage to an ordinary taxi driver. Damn the Black Fox group. I must make you pay with your blood. In the future, as long as anyone dared to come to Huaxia's territory, Su Yin would never let them go. If one came, he would kill one. If two came, he would destroy a pair. Even if they didn't come in the future, Su Yin would not let them go. As long as I know that your Black Fox group is accurate, I will bring people to destroy you. I will let you know the consequences and the price of angering Huaxia's special forces. Damn it. When Su Yin's fist slammed heavily on the wall, everyone felt his anger. Chapter 1901. Victory and defeat are common in war. This is nothing at all. Wan Guangxiao said, the only thing we have to be careful about now is that since the Black Fox group dared to come here for the first time, they will be able to leave safely. This will give them the courage to think that they can enter and exit Huaxia easily. Su Yin clenched his fists. This means that they are very likely to come to Huaxia again to commit crimes. We didn't give them psychological pressure and deterrence. This is all my fault. I didn't solve this matter as quickly as possible. If I solved this matter as quickly as possible, there wouldn't be the current trouble. It doesn't make sense to say this now. Wan Guangxiao said. Su Yun, I just hope that if the people of the Black Fox group come to Huaxia again, you can take your group of brothers to arrest them immediately and let them give an explanation for the blood debt they committed today. Do you understand? I understand. Su Yun's words were not just empty words. For this failure, Su Yun must remember it in his heart, and he must find an opportunity to make up for this mistake. No matter what, all of this was the responsibility that Su Yun should bear. Wan Guangxiao did not comfort Su Yun because he shouldered the responsibility on his shoulders. Instead, he patted him heavily on the shoulder. The more failures, the heavier the burden on your shoulders. If you don't want the burden on your shoulders to be too heavy, then you have to try your best to avoid your own failures. Do you understand what I mean? Su Yun looked at Wan Guangxiao's departing figure and couldn't calm down for a long time. He was no longer executing this mission as a captain of the special forces. He was executing it as a commander in charge of the overall situation. If he could have realized the existence of the danger earlier and arranged for teams to go to the airport, the station, and other important places to set up defenses, then the criminal suspects wouldn't have escaped. Huaxia would also be the first country to bring the killers of the Black Fox group to justice. But now, what was the situation? The Black Fox group taught him a lesson and showed him the level of the Black Fox group. They showed him that the Black Fox group was a mysterious organization that even Huaxia couldn't do anything about. He lost all his face. This was Su Yun's performance in leading the overall situation for the first time. Damn it. Su Yun really didn't know how much pressure one leader would have to bear from the higher-ups for him this time. If he knew this would happen, he wouldn't have been so conceited and let Wang Yi take command of the operation. With his experience, he would definitely guarantee of everything. Su Yun was so upset that he could not lift his mood at all. He kept questioning himself. Had the slack life outside caused him to lose the basic ability to be a member of the special forces? He wouldn't have made such a small mistake in the past, right? Su Yun sat alone on the field with a crate of beer under his butt. He took out a bottle, opened it, and downed it in one gulp. A few minutes later, he took out another bottle and downed it. Unfortunately, this kind of low-alcohol couldn't make him drown his sorrows in alcohol. Instead, it was more like a way to quench his thirst. The brothers all knew how frustrated Su Yun was now, so no one dared to go up to him and say anything. But when they saw Su Yun like this, they felt very sorry for him. Although he had made a mistake, this kind of mistake was inevitable. After all, Su Yun was a human, not a god. It was already very good for him to be able to take on such a big responsibility for the first time. Qianfeng had no choice but to go and invite Yu Marin over, hoping that she could counsel Su Yun and not let Su Yun sink into self-blame. This was a kind of psychological injury. As a doctor, Yu Marin would definitely have a way to deal with it. Of course, Yu Marin was also worried about Su Yun, but she didn't go up to counsel Su Yun. I can't help him. At this time, he needs to think through all of this by himself. Other people's persuasions are meaningless. Don't worry too much about him. I believe he's not that weak. Then we just wait and watch. Watch. Qianfeng asked. Yu Marin shook her head helplessly. Actually, at this time, if someone with the same experience could talk to him, maybe the results would be better. But obviously, I don't have this kind of experience with any of you, let alone any experience. We've all experienced all kinds of dangerous missions. It's not like we haven't failed before. We all have experience. Hua Xiaolu said, Boss has experience too. It's not that bad. When a warrior bears the responsibility, it can only be said to be a failure. It's a kind of pure self-blame. Beauty, you said, but as a controller, it's not a mistake. It's a complete failure. The punishment isn't just self-reproach. It's a punishment that everyone in the brigade has to bear because of his mistake. This kind of self-blame pressure isn't something an ordinary person can bear. His current performance is already very good. Phew. Everyone couldn't help but be shocked. It turned out that Su Yun was in so much pain now. That kind of pressure was really not something they could imagine. Little Yu is right. That's indeed the case. This kind of pressure is indeed not something an ordinary person can bear. But Su Yun has to bear it. Unknowingly, Wang Yi suddenly appeared behind the crowd. Everyone turned around with a look of surprise on their faces. When Yu Marin saw Wang Yi, it was as if she saw hope. Deputy Commander, you must have endured this kind of pressure before. You have experience in this area. The only person who can help him now is you. Wang Yi nodded. Under everyone's expectant gaze, he smiled slightly and said, I'll do my best. Su Yin was still drinking beer bottle by bottle. He didn't realize that Wang Yi had already walked behind him. When Su Yin noticed, Wang Yi was already sitting beside him. Why? Drinking alone because of such a small matter? Su Yin was shocked. Mas, don't say anything. Get me a bottle of beer. Wang Yi directly interrupted Su Yin. What's the point of drinking alone? When it comes to drinking, the more people there are, the more comfortable it is to drink. Of course, these people I'm talking about have to be your brothers. It's hard to even drink with those messy people. What do you think? Su Yin nodded. He opened the bottle for Wang Yi. The two of them clinked bottles and then drank a few mouthfuls. The two of them are drinking. Hey, look, they're clinking bottles. Hua Xiaolu stared intently. It's a good thing that they're drinking. Yu Marin said, I think we should all leave for a while. Tianfeng, what about you? Come and check every half an hour. If there's no more beer, go and carry a box for them. If there's more, don't join them. Stay away. Tianfeng said, my mission is to, isn't it? Can you complete it? If you can't, I'll switch to someone else, Yu Marin said. Yes. Of course, I can complete it. It's such a simple mission. I guarantee it. Tianfeng said. Actually, I also want to join them and drink a few bottles. If you have the chance to deliver the beer a third time, I believe they'll invite you to sit down. But it's impossible now because the deputy chief has something to say to Su Yin. So, you guys can't disturb them. Understand? Yu Marin said again. Those who understand leave with me. Don't worry, Su Yin will definitely be fine. Although Han Zhan was worried, he was the first to stand up and leave. I hope so. I believe boss will definitely be fine. Yes, we all believe that boss will be fine. Hua Leitang also led everyone. Brothers, let's go back. No matter what happened today, we still have to train as usual tomorrow. So don't fall behind because of today's incident. Everyone left. Only Su Yin and Wang Yi were left on the field. Chapter 1902. There's nothing terrible about failure. What's terrible is the psychological state that you can't face after failure. Wang Yi smiled as he drank. Do you know why the Corps has always trusted me so much? My brothers, my comrades, they are all so excellent. Their individual combat ability and leadership ability are much stronger than mine. Why did the Corps let me lead you? Su Yin was stunned. Because your leadership ability is higher than theirs. That's why the Corps has always trusted you. Moreover, your ability to adapt is better than too many people's. Today, if I didn't lead the overall situation, or if you personally went to the field, maybe this situation wouldn't have happened. Su Yin, you're wrong. I can take on so many tasks and lead the overall situation. It's not because my ability is much better than others, it's just that my endurance is better than others. Wang Yi said. No matter what the result is, I can bear it. It can also be said that if I can't bear failure, I can't be a good commander. After a moment of silence, Wang Yi continued. In fact, there's no guarantee that this task will be given to anyone. That's why the Corps assigned the task to you. When they made you the chief commander, they considered the probability of success or failure of this task. Su Yin was a little shocked. The Corps knew that I would fail. Why did they give it to me? Why? Because no matter who this task is given to, they will fail. Wang Yi said, based on our understanding of the Black Fox Group, it's impossible to succeed. So this matter is destined to fail from the beginning. This has nothing to do with whether you're the overall commander or not. Whether it's me or anyone else, they will fail. Su Yin frowned tightly. Did the Corps just want him to bear the inexplicable pain and uneasiness brought to him by this failure? If that was the case, he admitted that the Corps really succeeded. It succeeded in making him uneasy. He was on the verge of a mental breakdown right now. Was this the real training? For Su Yin, The tasks that could be taken down were obviously not real training. For Su Yun, the real training was to complete the tasks that he knew he could not complete. Then, he would bear the uneasiness and anxiety that such failure would bring him. Su Yun could only truly grow into a leader by bearing the anxiety and uneasiness brought by such failures over and over again. No leader was nurtured through smooth sailing. They were all tempered through failure after failure. Because only by failing too many times and never wanting to experience that kind of torture and pain again, a commander would be more patient and cautious in commanding an operation. Failure was the mother of success. No one in the world could reach the peak without a single setback. However, Su Yun's status was different. Wang Guangxiao could not give Su Yun a mission that he was certain of winning to practice, because any failure of Su Yun's would bring a huge risk. Therefore, if Wang Guangxiao wanted to use failure to train him, he could only use this kind of uncertain mission to test him. They really didn't know anything about the Black Fox Group. Therefore, from the beginning, Wang Guangxiao was prepared for the worst. Wang Yi also knew that no matter who handled this matter, the possibility of failure was very high. The Black Fox Group was a group of people who could leave safely after showing off in the United States National Defense Building. Based on this alone, they had almost no chance of winning. Therefore, this mission that was destined to fail was handed over to Su Yun. You have to bear these things, Wang Yi said. Only by bearing these things can you become a real commander. Only by learning to bear failure can you bear success. These things are closely related. You have to learn slowly. I can only tell you that I've faced far more failures than you have. Su Yun's heart was a little calmer. Thank you. Drink slowly. When you're done, remember to clean up your things, Wang Yi said. I'm preparing for intensive training tomorrow morning. 30 kilometers with weights as a warm-up. I'll train you guys properly when I come back. You haven't trained like this in a long time, right? Tomorrow you'll train with Dragon's Fury. I drank too much. I didn't hear anything just now. Su Yun heard that his master was too ruthless and quickly played dumb. I don't care if you heard it or not, Wang Yi said. If you fail the mission, you have to train. You guys need to be trained. If I don't train you guys to the ground, it'll be my dereliction of duty. Su Yun didn't know whether to laugh or cry. You're venting your anger on us. So what? I'm venting my anger on you guys. What can you do? You still have to bear with it. Wang Yi said, it's your fault for not completing this mission. If you complete the mission, I definitely won't train you guys anymore. Su Yun could only smile bitterly. Didn't he say that this was an impossible mission? If it was impossible, why did he still train them? You can't blame society for your hard life. You can only blame yourself for making the wrong choice. Then I won't drink anymore. I'll take the time to sleep. I really want to train with you guys tomorrow. I haven't exercised like this in a long time. Su Yun got up and stretched, stretching his muscles. Wang Yi wanted Su Yun to be in such a state now, throwing all the failures to the back of his mind. A true powerhouse didn't need to blame himself for failure. A true powerhouse needed to think about tomorrow and the next time. Wang Yi knew very well what Su Yun was thinking. Su Yun wanted to train himself hard, so that he would remember this failure. The next time he faced the Black Fox Group, he would never fail again. After confirming that the Black Fox Group had escaped, he had been working hard in front of the computer to do what he needed to do. He was really going to pursue this matter to the end. If he couldn't find out the truth, he would not be able to sleep or eat in peace. Chapter 1903. Finally, after Matthew sorted out the evidence from many aspects, he came to a conclusion that almost shocked him. The purpose of the Black Fox Group was really shocking. Sir, from all the evidence, the countries that the Black Fox Group invaded were all technologically advanced, especially in the robotics industry. Whether it was the United States or Japan, they were all developed in this area. Matthew said, although they also stole some secrets of other countries and blackmailed the governments of other countries, they also stole all the research results of these countries in robotics technology. Wang Guangxiao frowned. Why would an assassin organization want these technological things? Could it be that they also wanted to do scientific research? This reminds me of a news story a few days ago. Matthew said, The theme is that humans can't suppress the desire to upgrade. This desire to upgrade makes some rich people want to upgrade themselves into cyborgs. Everyone had seen this news before, but when Matthew brought it up now, the shock they felt was unprecedented. Because when everyone saw this news before, they were shocked about what the future would be. Now that they heard Matthew talk about this problem, they could even see what the future would be like. Hebrew University of Jerusalem, Professor Yuval Noah Halali said that humans would change a lot in the future. The rich might become godlike cyborgs. This would be the most significant biological evolution since the emergence of life. Professor Halali said that through biotechnology and genetic engineering, the rich would become a new type of sacred, immortal human, and even have the ability to control life and death. Obviously, this trend was the most significant biological evolution since the emergence of life on Earth. No human could resist the temptation to upgrade themselves. Humans were naturally dissatisfied. Even if they had happiness and achievements, they still felt that it was not enough. They wanted more and more things. Of course, if you wanted to upgrade yourself into a cyborg, you definitely had to have a lot of money. Because Professor Halali also said that the difference between humans and us in the future was as big as the difference between chimpanzees and us. However, the technology involved could only be afforded by the very rich. Actually, if you think about it carefully, from ancient times to the present, human society was maintained by the invention of fictional things. For example, the ancient Huaxia emperor was the true dragon son of heaven, and the concept of God's blessings. As long as humans believed that they were becoming more and more dependent on these gods, humans could be controlled. However, with centuries of continuous social progress, human beings became more and more powerful. They no longer needed gods as the pillar of society. Some technological fanatics even proposed that death was just a technical problem. And these technological fanatics were definitely the kind of people who didn't need God, only technology. They believed that technology could change everything and even control life and death. If someone had suggested this a few hundred years ago, they would have been arrested like a lunatic. But now, look at what technology has brought to mankind. Everything that technology brought to mankind was inconceivable. No one could object to that, right? Therefore, the theory of digitalized humans was definitely possible. Otherwise, everything these mad scientists had done for this goal would be meaningless. Huaxia's technology had always been underdeveloped. This had something to do with the fact that many technological talents had gone to America's Silicon Valley to show off. It was as if it would be a waste of talent if they did not go to Silicon Valley. They did not even consider that they were raised by the Yellow River. If he went to Silicon Valley, he might not be able to acclimatize and his IQ would drop. But even so, Huaxia had unmanned factories, and the frontline production was purely mechanized. This proved that human technology was very, very great, and human society seemed to be evolving from humans controlling technology to technology controlling humans. There were a lot of movies like this. When technology completely controlled mankind, it would definitely bring about a catastrophe, a disaster. Therefore, this kind of technological man and digitalized human research was a secret for each country. Human genes were different, so the way they thought about problems was different. No one would think too comprehensively. Asians might prefer to think about how the ability of electronic machines could enter the human body, while Europeans and Americans might prefer to think about how the human spirit could enter the interior of electronic machines. Their research directions were different, and it was impossible for everyone to share their results in this area, so the research in this area did not go so smoothly. However, if the Black Fox Group got their hands on these secrets, they could integrate them. If they had smart enough people, it was very likely that they could solve the problems encountered by both sides together. This way, it would not be a problem of electronic machines entering the human body, nor would it be a problem of the human spirit entering the electronic machine. This would become a study of the integration of the human spirit and body with electronic machines. This seemed to be more likely to achieve the possibility of becoming an electronic technological man. The Black Fox Group was really ambitious. One Guangxiao's heart sank. Huaxia was not far behind in this area of research, but due to the technological gap, Hua had to admit that it was far inferior to the American Empire and Japan. Of course, this problem was not something that could be solved in a short period of time. This problem needed time to solve. The most basic point was that Hua wanted to retain scientific research talents and not let these people go to work for the American Empire after learning something. This was a very important situation. However, Hua was a socialist country. Everyone was equal, and everyone had the freedom to choose. If a person's heart had already flown to the American Empire, forcing them to stay in Hua would not achieve much. Therefore, Hua was weak in terms of technology. Perhaps the reason why the Black Fox Group did not come to Hua was not only because they were afraid of Hua's special forces, but also because they looked down on Hua and thought that Hua was backward in this area. Therefore, they did not want to come here at all. People who often paid attention to the news should have heard of the Immortality Project. This project had been proposed for several years, and was also called the Avatar Project. It was proposed at the International Conference on the Global Future held in Moscow. It claimed that they would launch a high-tech research project with the ultimate goal of immortality. They would transplant the human mind into the body of a machine to achieve immortality. Hundreds of scientists had been hired for this research, and were looking for more scientists to participate. This project, called Avatar, would lead people on the road to immortality. In fact, humans had begun to walk the path of getting rid of the physical existence. The first stage of creating a robot controlled by the human brain was just around the corner. Why did the Black Fox Group provoke the UA Empire? Why did they go to the UA Empire's Department of Defense building, which was full of agents? In fact, the UA Empire's Department of Defense's Advanced Research Projects Agency was already working on this through a project called Avatar. The Pentagon hoped to create a brain-machine interface that would allow soldiers to control bipedal robots with their minds. In the report of the UA Empire's Department of Defense's Advanced Research Projects Agency, it was disclosed that a huge amount of US dollars had been allocated for the Avatar project. The ultimate goal was to achieve the goal of allowing human soldiers to control humanoid robots with their minds to participate in the war, so that real people could stay away from dangerous battlefields. The Black Fox Group's ambition is really big. They want to start a revolution in human evolution. Wang Guangxiao sighed. This matter was not only related to Hua, it was related to all humans on Earth. I don't believe that an assassin organization can have this ability. Even if this thing is possible, it will be a matter of hundreds of years later. It's too early for us to worry about it now. A lieutenant general shook his head. Matthew shook his head a little absent-mindedly. No, it's not that far away. Humans are making progress in the field of neural networks, microchips that imitate the living brain, and computers that imitate the functions of the human brain. They have already created various artificial organs. So what? Although the human brain is the most complex of them all, it's only a matter of time and determination to follow a certain line of reasoning and create a neural analog. Matthew said, Time. I'm afraid that with the current level of human technology, it won't take as long as a few hundred years. Maybe our generation can really see the scene of humanoid robots running all over the streets. It won't be a movie by then. Chapter 1904. If that's the case, we can't let the Black Fox Group succeed. Even a government wouldn't be able to control this situation, let alone an organization. Wang Guangxiao felt a wave of melancholy. If the Black Fox Group controls this technology, it will be a disaster for all humans on Earth. That's right, Matthew said. A long time ago, someone from the UA Empire invited me to participate in the research of this project at the Department of Defense. But I refused. Under certain circumstances, I don't think the current level of human development is enough to carry out this kind of research. This question was actually a very serious one, because it would cause very serious social unrest. When the gap between people had reached the point of life and death, what kind of situation would occur? Since ancient times, there was no such thing as immortality. Many people would do anything to obtain immortality. Once the Black Fox Group took control of Project Immortality and the technology of the cyborgs, the entire world would be under their control. If they could control the right to immortality, it would mean that they would become the rulers of the world. The capable and wealthy people in the world would definitely be willing to submit to them for immortality. This was a problem that couldn't be overthought. The more one thought about it, the more terrifying it would be. Matthew, if the Black Fox Group gave you a chance to live forever and let you work for them, would you be tempted? Wan Guangxiao didn't know why he asked this question. Matthew paused for a moment. After a brief consideration, he gave an honest answer. I don't know. I will say this before it becomes a certainty. But if I really face this kind of temptation, I might not be able to control my own selfish desires. Wan Guangxiao nodded. Yes, no one could control the desire to upgrade. The concept of immortality would drive anyone crazy just thinking about it. It was terrifying. The Black Fox Group was truly terrifying. What they wanted wasn't money, wealth, or power. What they wanted was to rule over humanity. It was destined to be a sleepless night for everyone. Although this was only a guess of the Black Fox Group's purpose, it was enough to make people tremble in fear. No one really knew if the Black Fox Group really had such a goal. Perhaps even the members of the Black Fox Group only knew very little about this secret. This wasn't something that could be taken out to show off. The fewer people who knew about this, the better. If only Clay wasn't dead, then they could try interrogating him. Unfortunately, they didn't have a single clue. Matthew was already tired enough. After he returned to the dormitory, he quickly fell asleep. In his dreams, he was also thinking about Project Immortality. Many years ago, when he first heard about this plan, he thought that it would take at least 100 years for human society to consider this problem and do it. He really didn't expect that someone would start a real plan so soon. This person didn't even belong to the government or the country, but was just a group of individuals. Hopefully, the Black Fox Group wouldn't be so lucky and wouldn't succeed so easily. Phew, this was really too terrifying. Su Yin hadn't participated in military training for a long time. The 30-kilometer weight-bearing cross-country warm-up run had to be completed within an hour, and 50 minutes was considered an excellent result. How fast did it need to be? Everyone could imagine that it was at least faster than an ordinary electric bicycle. Moreover, they had to walk on a cross-country mountain road. It was really harsh. However, if it wasn't for such harsh training, how could Su Yin and his brothers become the almighty they were today? Even so, Su Yin still felt that the training wasn't enough. If they had trained harder, perhaps they wouldn't have given the Black Fox Group a chance to escape. Everyone could see that Su Yin was now ruthless. He was almost venting all the energy that he didn't release yesterday. Only by doing so could he completely release the anger in his heart. Boss. Phew. Slow down, wait for me. Phew. Qianfeng quickened his pace to catch up with Su Yin. Su Yin casually glanced at Qianfeng. Is that all you can do? You've only run a few steps and you're already panting. You've been training all day, but you can't last as long as me, who doesn't train at all. I think we should tell the main team to increase the intensity of the training. No. Phew, I'm maintaining my strength. Adjusting my breathing. Qianfeng didn't even dare to breathe loudly after hearing Su Yin's words. He wasn't like this usually. Now he was anxious because of Su Yin's situation. His heart was in a mess, which caused his breathing to be uneven. Otherwise, the intensity of the warm-up training wouldn't have caused him to have such a reaction. Seeing that Qianfeng had adjusted, Su Yin quickened his pace again. Boss, don't mess with me. I just adjusted. Qianfeng said, why are you running so fast? It's only 10 kilometers. There are still 20 kilometers to go. 1 hour is enough. There's no need to rush. Your way of thinking is wrong. Even if it's just a warm-up training, you have to show me the ability to break through your limits. Su Yin didn't know where he got the energy to lecture people. He had already lectured the brothers in the Dragon's Fury team. Now that he was lecturing them, they would probably accept it happily. Thinking of this, Su Yin suddenly raised his voice. Dragon Fury team, listen up. There are still 20 kilometers. 20 minutes have passed. Now the rules have changed. You're not qualified in 50 minutes. You're qualified in 45 minutes. Those who are not qualified will do an additional 50 kilometers of weighted cross-country training after tonight's training. After saying this, Suyin directly took the lead and rushed forward. This time, the brothers of the Dragon's Fury Special Forces were dumbfounded. According to the normal speed, running 10 kilometers in 20 minutes would be easily completed within an hour. They wouldn't even be out of breath. However, Suyin suddenly changed the rules. There were only 25 minutes left. If they wanted to run 20 kilometers, they would have to double their speed. What the F***ck? Boss wants to train us. Gong Sunlung almost wanted to cry. Although 1 hour was the time set by Wang Yi, now as long as Suyin was there, Suyin had the right to change their training at any time. Hua Xiaolu glared fiercely at Qian Feng. Damn you, what did you say? I asked you to comfort boss, not to provoke him. Boss wants to make an example out of us. AI, today is not going to be easy. You still have the energy to whisper? Do you want me to change the time to 40 minutes? Suyin shouted first. Hanzhong quickly shut them up. Hurry up and run. If you don't want to be trained to death, shut up from now on. The brothers in the Dragon's Fury team rushed up as if they had been injected with chicken blood. 45 minutes, so be it. There was no difficulty that couldn't be overcome. In the Divine Dragon Special Forces, all difficulties were paper tigers. As long as they wanted to do it, they would definitely be able to do it. Seeing that the brothers in the Dragon's Fury team were crazy, the brothers in the other teams were somewhat gloating. Ma Tingfei from the Dragon's Prestige team laughed and joked. We have a good show to watch today. Haha, let's see how they will be beaten down by Leader Yin. Ha ha. Yes, we are waiting to watch a good show. Is it funny? Gong Jiuxiao, the captain of the Dragon's Prestige team, suddenly roared. You don't understand Yanlong, but I do. I have been competing with him for many years. Let me tell you, he just wants to prove that his people are stronger than ours. This won't do. Even if I was convinced by him last time, can you be convinced? Can our Dragon's Prestige people be convinced by Dragon's Fury's people? No way. Ma Tingfei didn't know whether to laugh or cry. It's over. They were going to be trained to death this time. Everyone in the Dragon's Prestige team, cheer up. If they can reach in 45 minutes, we can also reach in 45 minutes. Everyone go. If anyone can't finish in 45 minutes, don't eat for the rest of the day. Gong Jiuxiao was full of energy. He wanted to compete with Suyin. And this wasn't just a competition between him and Suyin. There was also a competition between the Special Forces abilities. He couldn't let Dragon's Fury steal the limelight again. Under the lead of these two teams, all the other teams joined in the invisible competition of fighting for honor. No one wanted to be the last team to return to the finish line. They couldn't afford to lose that face. 45 minutes, so be it. Wasn't it just breaking through the limit? What couldn't they do? Let's go. Chapter 1905. Su Yun's lecture early in the morning really made the brothers miserable. After running back, their legs and stomachs were all trembling. But there was one good thing. No one was left behind. This was the result Su Yun wanted. He wanted no one to be left behind. What was the Dragon Brigade? It was the strongest team. A team didn't refer to one person. If one person was left behind, it wouldn't be the Dragon Brigade anymore. Everyone reached the finish line in 42 or 43 minutes. The slowest person was unexpected. It was Hua Leitang, but he also reached the finish line in 45 minutes. They were all brothers, so they knew very well that this wasn't Hua Leitang's style. Su Yun was the first to walk up and ask, "Why didn't you tell me you were injured? If I had to report such a small injury, then I wouldn't be worthy of being a member of the Dragon's Fury Special Forces." Hua Leitang smiled slightly. He didn't lose face. He reached the finish line in the allotted time. This was his victory. No matter the situation, no matter the reason, they couldn't not complete the mission. This was the spirit of the Dragon Fury team. "Where are you hurt?" Su Yun was worried. He was afraid that his sudden increase in training would cause Hua Leitang's injury to worsen. "Just a little waist injury." Hua Leitang shook his head helplessly. "When you brought people overseas to investigate that matter, there was a very vicious kidnapping of over 100 hostages at the border of Beijing and Tianjin. The mission was handed over to Dragon's Fury. I accidentally injured myself during the mission. Su Yin was very surprised. Who dared to commit such a big crime at the border of Beijing and Tianjin? I was injured because I underestimated the enemy. Hua Leitang blamed himself even more. I thought it was just a normal criminal gang. But I didn't expect these criminals to be so professional and well-trained. They looked like an organized mercenary group, but they were a bit lacking in maturity. What was the result? Su Yin was startled. This kind of thing was really a headache. They had to eliminate the source of the problem. Hua Leitang's mood improved a lot. We have to annihilate them all. Otherwise, Dragon's Fury will really lose face. Following the survivors, we continued to pursue them. At the port of Beijing and Tianjin, we encircled and annihilated all those who wanted to escape. In the end, the entire ship was sunk. Not a single one was spared. Only by completely eliminating them would they be safe enough. Wang Yi knew that after Su Yin came back today, these guys would complete the mission ahead of time. When it came to training, he felt that he was already ruthless enough, but Su Yin was definitely more ruthless than him. Only Su Yin would be able to make these fellows, who had already run 10 kilometers with weights, run another 20 kilometers at a speed that was almost equivalent to an average car driving in the city. However, Wang Yi approved of this kind of training very much. Wang Yi understood why Su Yin was so cruel to them. This was because Su Yin had experienced the pain of losing a brother during a dangerous mission. Su Yin was cruel to them during training because he didn't want to lose any of them during a dangerous mission. And the best way to prevent this kind of thing from happening was to make his brothers stronger, even stronger than before. Only when there was no one at the top could they be safer. That was the only reason why Su Yinhui did this. It was that simple. Maintaining high-intensity training was the most basic thing to make them stronger. Su Yin, I knew you were going to raise the standard for these guys. Wang Yi smiled. In fact, even if Su Yin didn't raise the standard for them today, he would have increased the time to 50 minutes in the next few days. This was because he knew that these guys should be undergoing a limit breakthrough. Su Yun's appearance made this limit breakthrough even more temporary. This was even better because it could test them more. In the future, our 30-kilometer warm-up cross-country with weights will take 45 minutes to pass. If you want to get outstanding, you'll have to run under 40 minutes. Wang Yi clapped his hands and said to everyone, "You should thank your instructor Yanlong ha. If he didn't come back, I wouldn't have the heart to speed you guys up today. This is because you guys still have to face a limit breakthrough in other aspects of training today. Guys, eat more for breakfast and replenish your energy." Breakfast time was the only chance to take a breather before the morning training. It was also a time that everyone liked. "Su Yin, come with me," Wang Yi said. "Today is the time to come to a conclusion about Wen Zhao's matter. Don't lecture them anymore, although I know you want to see how these brats have improved. But compared to Wen Zhao's matter, I think you should be more concerned about him." Su Yin was stunned for a moment. He didn't rush back to Qingdao to report his safety because of Wen Zhao's matter. Now that Wen Zhao's matter had been approved, his heart was in his throat. "Shizuan, he'll be fine, right?" Wang Yi shook his head. "I'm not sure about that. I just heard that the document came down. Right now, the only one who knows about his situation is probably Wan Leader. Let's go. Come with me to ask him. No matter what, Wen Zhao is still a soldier that I trained." "Then let's go now," Su Yin said anxiously. "Even if you're in a hurry, you still have to eat before going. Even if you don't eat, the whole team still has to eat." Wang Yi grabbed Su Yin, who almost rushed out. "Don't worry. I believe the results won't be too bad. After all, Wen Zhao can be considered to have redeemed himself in this overseas mission." Su Yin nodded vigorously. "Yes, he contributed the most. If it weren't for him, we wouldn't have been able to complete the mission unscathed. We'll know the results after eating. Let's go." Wang Yi patted Su Yin's shoulder. After breakfast, Su Yin couldn't wait to drag Wang Yi to Wan Guangxiao's office to wait for him. When Wan Guangxiao came to the office and saw Su Yin, he was slightly stunned. "I say, kid, you've really become lazy now. Since you've decided to stay in the brigade for 2 days, you should go train when it's time to train. Why are you here? Drinking tea and chatting?" Su Yin was so anxious that he scratched his head. As long as he told him about Wen Zhao's situation, he wouldn't have a problem even if he had to train for 2 months. Don't make things difficult for him. Wang Yi smiled slightly. When he heard about Wen Zhao's results, his whole heart flew over to you. If you let him train, wouldn't he break the record for the worst result in history? Then it's his own fault. Wan Guangxiao said. You can't blame anyone else. Commander, don't keep me in suspense. Tell me, I beg you, Su Yin said. I'll do anything you want me to do. I'll stay in the brigade and train for 1 month. Is that okay? Go, go, go. Don't make it sound like I want you to stay in the brigade. Wan Guangxiao said. I've heard about it. When you came back, you increased the training. If you train my people badly, who can I reason with? Su Yin didn't know whether to laugh or cry. Then you can state your conditions. I'll state my conditions. When I have time to go to Qingdao for a vacation, how are you going to arrange it for me? Wan Guangxiao said with a smile. 5-star hotel suites. You can have as many as you want. Your family will stay in 1 suite. Prepare another suite for luggage. Su Yin said. Eat, drink, and play. Leave everything to me. I guarantee that you'll feel at home. Wan Guangxiao laughed. That's too extravagant. Are you trying to turn me into a corrupt person? That's a mistake in thinking. 20 push-ups. Start. Su Yin accepted his punishment. He lay down and did the push-ups. As he did, he said, Standard room. I'll prepare it. Eat the specialties. Shop the specialties. Okay, get up. Let me tell you about Wen Zhao's situation. Wan Guangxiao said. Actually, he's doing pretty well. Don't worry. Su Yin got up and stared with his eyes wide open. Where is he now? He's preparing to break out of prison. Wan Guangxiao smiled slightly. We need him to cooperate with the Xinjiang City Police to complete a special mission. We need to investigate the evidence of an international criminal organization in China. The police need an undercover that can be trusted by the other party. And Wen Zhao is the most suitable person for this. Su Yin was very surprised by this result. Another thing that surprised him was that Qin Wan was a Xinjiang police officer. It seemed that she was in big trouble again. As long as Wen Zhao can redeem himself and solve this big case, the organization will be wiped clean. The organization will wipe away all the stains on him, and he will once again become a member of our Divine Dragon Brigade. Wan Guangxiao said, This is not just a simple undercover mission. It's also a test for him. Su Yin nodded. This was probably the best result for Wen Zhao. At least he had a chance to prove himself and return to the Dragon Brigade. But the premise was that he had to find evidence of the crime during the undercover mission and survive. Chapter 1906. He is now on his way to Xinjiang. After the higher-ups made the decision, he agreed very quickly, so they immediately made this arrangement. Wan Guangxiao said, because everything is too complicated, he has to pretend to escape from prison. Now there are people from the police wanted for him. Wan Guangxiao said, the higher-ups have not explained the situation to the Xinjiang police. Su Yin was stunned. What do you mean by not explaining the situation? In other words, in order to let Wen Zhao hide his identity better, the Xinjiang police will not know that he is an undercover. After he enters Xinjiang, the Xinjiang police may put him under surveillance. Once something happens, the Xinjiang police will treat him like a real criminal. There is no difference. Isn't it too dangerous to be an undercover? If the criminal finds out, the undercover will die miserably. And the police don't know his identity as an undercover. Once the police catch the opportunity, he will be shot dead. At least let the Xinjiang police know, right? Su Yin said. Otherwise, what if Wen Zhao is killed by our own people? I also hope that the police will know that he is one of our own. Wan Guangxiao said. But according to some evidence, there are people in the police who are colluding with this criminal organization. So, once Wen Zhao's identity is known by the police, he will not be able to work undercover. Phew! What Su Yin hated the most was this kind of police officer, who colluded with criminals. He really wanted to kill this kind of people whenever he saw one. Wen Zhao's background is not clean. The other party will definitely investigate and find out about Wen Zhao's complicated background. They will definitely trust him. Wang Guangxiao said. Because he has the ability, he will be valued by the criminal organization. So he is the most suitable person for this matter. Su Yin nodded. I understand. This is indeed the best thing for him to do. It is also the best opportunity for him to redeem himself. Su Yin, I will now allow you to leave the team. Wang Guangxiao said. I know that you have friends in Xinjiang. I also heard that you have shares in Xinjiang's Xingkai Hotel. Aha. I think you might be able to help Wen Xiao in this matter. Captain, I understand. I know what to do. Su Yin said very seriously. Remember, you must not alert the enemy. This criminal organization is not ordinary. There are many experts in it. If the other party has any doubts about Wen Xiao, he might be. Wang Guangxiao took a deep breath. This is a mission with a slim chance of survival. I don't want anything to happen to Wen Xiao. Wang Yi also said to Su Yin. I still hope that Wen Xiao can become a classic example of a prodigal son turning over a new leaf in our Dragon Brigade. Su Yin, if you have the ability to help him, don't hold back. Su Yin nodded desperately. Wen Xiao was his brother. He could not give up on Wen Xiao. He also could not watch Wen Xiao fall into danger without anyone to help him. Don't worry. You can handle your own matters in peace for the next few days. Wang Guangxiao said. According to the initial arrangements, Wen Xiao will hide in Xinjiang for at least 3 to 5 days. The Xinjiang police will receive an arrest warrant in these 3 to 5 days, and he will be wanted by the entire city. Su Yin understood that this was a publicity campaign. It was to let the criminal organization know that Wen Xiao existed. This way, when Wen Xiao joined them in a desperate situation, they would be more at ease with Wen Xiao. I understand, Su Yin said. I will do my best to help Wen Xiao complete this mission. You have to be careful. Don't expose yourself. Wang Guangxiao finally patted Su Yin's shoulder. How about this? In an hour, Guogua should be back in the brigade. Her special training for the past few days has also ended. You can go and say goodbye to her and Yumarin. As for the other brothers, don't say anything. Just go and save them the trouble of being distracted and not training properly. Su Yin nodded and stood at attention to salute. An hour later, Su Yin saw little Guogua in camouflage. She had grown taller and looked more energetic than before. When Guogua saw Su Yin, she acted like a spoiled child. She had not acted like this in a long time. The closed-door training for the past few days had also made her very tired. When Su Yin said that he was going to leave, Guogua appeared very understanding. Go back and take good care of my mom. Otherwise, don't blame me for not acknowledging you as my dad in the future. I'm so pretty and smart. My mom is also so pretty. I can casually find a bunch of dads for my mom to choose from. Su Yin was speechless. I promised to complete the mission. After saying goodbye to this devilish little loli, Su Yin went to see Yumarin. All Yumarin told Su Yin was to take care of his body and be careful. Although Yumarin did not seem too sad, she was still very sad because she did not know when they would meet again. After leaving the Dragon Brigade, Su Yin did not go directly to the highway. He contacted Fu Tian and asked him to have lunch together. Fu Tian was obviously very excited. They found a quiet private restaurant. The only pity was that Su Yin had to drive back to Qingdao, so he could not drink. Have you heard about the Song family? Su Yin asked. Fu Tian nodded. Hey, there is no other topic in Yanjing these days. They are all talking about the Song family. They have become celebrities directly. Speaking of this, Fu Tian was absolutely excited. Song Dong became a eunuch. This is really satisfying. Now there are many girls who are outside, and they joke that they have slept with eunuchs. In addition to Song Dong, what about the Song group? Su Yin was stunned. Was Song Xiangxiong not investigated? The Song group is even more serious. Fu Tian said, that old man Song Xiangxiong has gotten himself into big trouble. The entire Song family has been brought in for investigation, and the Song conglomerate has also been seriously investigated. I don't know what triggered it, but the Song conglomerate is actually suspected of money laundering. Su Yin was more satisfied. For people who did evil, the harder the investigation, the better. I also heard that Song Dong was still in the hospital a few days ago, waiting for experts to treat him. We all laughed and said that a stud horse like him might really transplant a horse's penis. Fu Tian couldn't help laughing. But now all the assets of the Song family have been investigated. He can't even afford to stay in the hospital. It is estimated that after investigating his father, they will also investigate him. He has done a lot of bad things. Fu Tian became more and more excited. I wonder if Song Dong will sleep under the bridge after the real estate of the Song family is investigated in a few days. At that time, he, a guy without a penis, may be raped by the vagrants under the bridge. Suyin took a sip of tea. You should pay attention to it in the future. Remember, God is watching what people do. Don't run amok just because your family is a little rich. Do you understand? As long as you do evil, there will be retribution. Fu Tian nodded hard. Brother Yin, I promise that I will be a useful person in the future. My father has given me a lot of things in our family business. What I have to do is to study hard and contribute to the country in the future. It's good to have your promise. Remember what you said. You must be a useful person to the country. Su Yin said. Parasites are shameful. Yes, shameful. Fu Tian replied, Brother, eat more. If you are hungry on the way, there won't be such delicious food. The food here is good, right? Next time you take sister-in-law to dinner, I will arrange for you here. Hey, by the way, won't sister-in-law go to Qingdao with you? If you don't talk, I won't treat you as a mute. Su Yin didn't know whether to laugh or cry. Eat your food. So many delicious foods can't block your mouth. Why? Fu Tian had an I understand look on his face as he controlled his curiosity. Chapter 1907. When Su Yin returned to Qingdao, it was already past 9 p.m. There was a car accident on the highway, so there was a traffic jam for a while. People say that car accidents are as fierce as tigers, but there are always idiots who don't care about their own lives. Of course, it doesn't matter if they don't care about their own lives, but if they don't care about other people's lives, then they are too stupid. After rushing back to Qingdao, Su Yin didn't go to the hotel. Instead, he went straight to his home in the Garden Shore community. It wasn't too late, but it wasn't too early either. Su Yin hadn't had a good rest these days, so he wanted to take a bath and have a good sleep. The lights were on in the house, but there was no one's car in the yard. Su Yin was stunned. No one was at home. What time is it? Forget it. They must have gone out for a big meal, or they must have gone to a bar. Forget it. I don't care about them, especially Bai Xiaoya. She's already an adult. It's better for her to find a young man to date. Su Yin really didn't know what it was like to be an uncle. Of course, he didn't dare to tell Xiaoya about this. If he told her, she would probably scratch his head. Su Yin entered the house, took off his shoes, and ran straight to his room on the second floor. The big villa was empty. It was really boring. It would be better to have a one-bedroom apartment. When he came to his room on the south end of the second floor, Su Yin took off his clothes and took a bath. He comfortably got rid of the tiredness of the past few days. He still had to check on the recent situation of the Sky Entertainment Group tomorrow. He didn't want to be called unreliable by Zhuo Meiyan again. Su Yin didn't realize that he had left Qingdao for so many days. When he entered his room, the lights were on. Whether it was in the bedroom or the bathroom, they were all on. Although the lights in the living room downstairs and the corridor on the second floor were also on, those were public spaces. When Su Yin opened the door to the bathroom in his room, he realized the problem. In the bathtub in front of him, a beautiful woman with long hair draped over her shoulders exposed her figure without any reservation. She was lying in the bathroom unscrupulously, wearing a magic headset, and playing with an iPhone in her hand. When she saw a man suddenly appear at the bathroom door, she screamed and threw the phone at Su Yin. Su Yin was also scared to the point that he broke out in a cold sweat. However, the iPhone was so expensive that some people had to sell their kidneys to afford it. He couldn't drop it. Su Yin caught the phone that the beauty threw at him, and then repeatedly apologized and retreated. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I went to the wrong room. After Su Yin came out of the bathroom, he quickly put on his clothes and looked at the layout of his room. There was no mistake, this was his room. Besides, out of all the rooms on the second floor, only his room had a bathroom. F***ck. Su-yin was stunned for a long time. This was his home. Why did a woman appear out of nowhere? Just when Su-yin was wondering, the girl in the bathroom had already put on her pajamas and walked out. Her hair was still wet and scattered. Su-yin, I'm sorry. I overreacted just now. Wait a minute, she knows me? Su-yin was stunned, and then he suddenly realized. Isn't this Xiao Qiao, Xiaoya's best friend who grew up with her and Zuolingyu as goddaughter? Su-yin breathed a sigh of relief. Why are you here? I'll return your phone to you. Xiao Qiao smiled embarrassedly. Her long hair draped over her shoulders and her ponytail were simply two different people. It was especially difficult to recognize her. In addition, Su-yin was also stunned by this sudden appearance, so it was normal that he didn't recognize her. I'm sorry. I didn't hurt you. Xiao Qiao said apologetically. I didn't expect you to suddenly appear. I was listening to music just now, so I didn't hear anything. Well, I have nothing to do recently, so I came to play with Xiaoya for a few days. Take it as a vacation. It's good to have a vacation. Haha, play in Qingdao for a few more days and let Xiaoya accompany you around. Su-yin said, but he still looked a little surprised. After all, this was his room. Well, I heard from Xiaoya that you were not in Qingdao recently, so I borrowed your bathroom just now. Do you mind? Xiao Qiao explained. Su-yin waved his hand. Of course I don't mind. You can use anything at home. Just treat it as your own home. You are so generous. Xiao Qiao was stunned. She really didn't expect it. Su-yin nodded. Of course. I'm a very generous person. Then if I treat this place as my own home, can I treat you like my husband? Xiao Qiao's brainless words really confused Su-yin. Su-yin and Xiao Qiao stared at each other for a few seconds. Su-yin laughed. Sure, as long as you are not afraid of being taken advantage of. Aha. You really know how to joke. Oh right, where is Xiaoya? You are at home. Why isn't she here? It's so late. Where can she go? Oh Xiaoya. Just half an hour ago, she received a call saying that someone in the hotel was reported for taking drugs. The police went. She didn't tell me the details and left in a hurry. Xiao Qiao said. I said I would go with her. She said I didn't need to worry about the hotel. She could handle it herself. Then she went with Miss Qiao. Su-yin furrowed his brows. He wasn't sure if Bai Xiaoya and Chou-yin would be able to handle this matter. Because the people living in Sky Entertainment's movie hotel were either rich or famous, they were all public figures. At this time, the two might make some irrational decisions to protect Sky Entertainment's reputation. Well, Xiao Qiao, if you want to use the bathroom, you can continue to use it. I will go to the hotel to take a look. Su-yin said as he left in a hurry. He didn't forget to turn back and shout. Don't be shy. Just treat it as your own home. Xiao Qiao wanted to go with Su-yin, but Su-yin didn't give her time to change out of her pajamas. She could only complain to herself. If you knew I was naked in my own home, would you still dare to let me treat this place as my own home? Su-yin hurried to the hotel. Now that Chen Wei was working in the Qingdao police station, he would definitely try his best to cooperate with the police. After all, a serious and responsible police officer deserved Su-yin's unconditional help. When Su-yin arrived at the hotel, a police car was flashing downstairs. It didn't seem to make a big noise. It was just the police station. Su-yin stopped the car. A security guard came up to him and explained the situation. The police had gone upstairs to search. Wang Xinyu, a newcomer of Sky Entertainment Group, was suspected of taking drugs. Impossible. Su-yin was stunned. Although Wang Xinyu was a scheming girl, Su-yin knew that she wasn't the kind of person who would go to extremes. Moreover, she studied law in the University of Political Science and Law. She knew very well what a crime it was to be involved in drugs. Therefore, it was impossible for her to be involved in drugs. Okay, I got it. If the police come again, take good care of them. Ask them to go upstairs, Su-yin said. When Su-yin rushed to the guest room upstairs, she saw 4 police officers. However, from their clothes, they should be temporary police officers in the police station. They were not part of the establishment, but because there were not enough people in the establishment, they added temporary positions. They worked the night shift and helped the established police officers to share some police tasks and so on. Taking drugs was not a small matter. How could he let temporary policemen investigate? This was not Chen Wei's style. If he knew that the superintendent of this area's police station was so unreliable, he would have fired him directly. Bai Xiaoye, Chou Yun, and Wang Xinyu were there. Wang Xinyu kept crying, saying that she was wronged. Bai Xiaoye and Chou Yun didn't seem to communicate well with the police. Their expressions were very angry. Su Yun thought to himself, fortunately, I came. If I didn't come, these two people would have fought with the police. Then the losses would have outweighed the gains. No matter what the reason was, attacking the police was a big problem. Unless someone was as experienced as Su Yun, who could attack the police without leaving any traces, it was really impossible to do it. What's going on? Su Yun shouted and quickly ran forward. When the few people saw Su Yun, they suddenly felt relieved. At least, they weren't as helpless as before. They didn't know how to deal with the current situation. When the few temporary policemen saw Su Yun, they all smiled. Oh, you even found a man. Okay, then we'll talk to you men. It'll be easier to talk to a man. Gentlemen, I'm sorry. I'm her boss. I heard that she got into trouble, so I came to deal with it. If you have anything to say, let's go inside and talk slowly. I'll get someone to prepare tea for you. Su Yun was still very polite. No matter if it was a permanent or temporary post, they were still police officers. Chapter 1908. Don't do those corrupt things. We are the people's police. We won't fall for your tricks. The policeman who spoke was obviously a bit cynical. If he took off his clothes and changed into a famous brand, he would definitely be a playboy. Since you are her boss, then you should also prepare to go with us. This matter must be related to you. Another policeman said. Now we are cracking down on drugs like ecstasy in Qingdao City. You committed a crime against the law. We must catch you as a model. Wang Xinyu's face was full of grievances. She almost cried and said, What kind of police are you? You can't act shamelessly, so you use such despicable means to frame me. Seeing Wang Xinyu anxious, the cynical guy whispered in her ear, Don't be so angry. You are a public figure and a star. If this matter spreads out, no matter whether it is true or not, your career in the entertainment industry is basically over. If you cooperate with us brothers, we can go out and find a place to talk slowly. Maybe we can pretend that today's matter didn't happen. But the premise is that you first serve us well. You are shameless. Wang Xinyu was angry at that time. What? 5 times? As long as you are willing, I can do it 6 times. The guy didn't even care that there were other people present. His words were very explicit. My brothers call me nth times in one night. I am afraid that you can't hold on. Su Yun could see that these shameless things were not policemen at all. There was no such shameless police in the world. The fact that they were wearing police uniforms was an insult to the national emblem. Since that was the case, Su Yun couldn't be blamed for turning hostile. He directly walked forward and blocked himself between a few people who were wearing police uniforms, but didn't do anything. Since you are police, you should know what the concept of defamation is. She is an artist of my company and a public figure. If there is any negative news because of your defamation, you will be responsible. You want evidence, right? Look at this. The cynical guy took out a small bag. We found it in her room. Ecstasy. See, more than 30 pills. I now suspect that she is selling drugs. I just want to catch her. What's wrong? This is not mine at all. Director Su, I have no idea what's going on. Wang Xinyu said. I came to Qingdao today for an event. After it ended, I went to a bar with a friend and bumped into this guy. He harassed me and I slapped him. He threatened me and said he would make me regret it. At this point, regret was written all over Wang Xinyu's face. She regretted going to the bar and not listening to her manager's advice to stay in the hotel. She even sent her manager away. Now she was completely helpless, and these policemen didn't let her make a call. I wasn't in the mood at that time. I said goodbye to my friends and went back to the hotel. In the end, this person followed me here. Wang Xinyu said. I thought that as long as I drove into the hotel, he wouldn't dare to do anything with other people around. I didn't expect him to go back and put on his police uniform and bring people to check the room. The thing they found in my room can't possibly be mine. They wronged me. They deliberately set me up. Hey, little girl, how can you say that? Would the police accuse someone wrongly? You said it was found in this room, so it was found in this room. Su-yin smiled slightly. He believed Wang Xinyu's words. It wasn't because Wang Xinyu was an artist under Sky Entertainment, but because Su-yin had some experience with micro-expressions. When Wang Xinyu said this, her voice was full of tears. It was obvious that she had suffered too much psychological grievance, so she had such a reaction. Among these 4 policemen, except for the cynical one whose face was full of, "What can you do about it?" The other's eyes unconsciously looked down. This was a sign of guilt. The police found evidence of a crime at the crime scene. What was there to be guilty about? They should be looking straight ahead and full of confidence. Therefore, their guilty expressions proved that there was definitely something fishy about this matter. Okay, you don't have to say anything. If you have something to say, tell her to come with me to the station. The cynical guy finished speaking and wanted to take her away. Su-yin stopped him. Brother, if you abuse your power like this, then don't blame me for being impolite. Aya. Who do you think you are? Big boss, right? I'll say it here today. I'm not afraid of your big boss. Try and hit me. Do you know the consequences of attacking a police officer? The cynical guy said proudly. Come, look carefully before you hit me. Hit my face. He pointed at his face and said, Don't miss. It'll be good if you hit me until I bleed. I'll make you go on Weibo tomorrow. After saying this, he pointed at Wang Xinyu and said, And you, I'll make you a hot topic, a headline. I want to see how many fans will turn against you because of your drug use. A police officer actually said this kind of thing. He was even prepared to use cyber violence to spread rumors. Was he a fucking police officer? Su-yin didn't believe that there was such a piece of trash in the police force. Just as this frivolous fellow was raising his head to ask for a beating, Su-yin Luan's round palm ruthlessly landed on this fellow's ugly face. This big slap was called beautiful. The guy who was still arrogant just now was directly slapped by Su-yin to the point that he spun 3 times on the spot. His head hit the wall, and he almost fainted. Su-yin's action shocked everyone. Bai Xiaoye and Chou Yun didn't want Su-yin to get into trouble for attacking a police officer. Wang Xinyu also didn't want Su-yin to get into trouble because of her. The 3 police officers were so shocked that they couldn't say a word. Looking at their brother getting beaten up, they didn't know what to do. Seeing the reactions of the other 3, Su-yin was even more certain of his judgment. If he attacked a police officer, the other police officers would definitely be furious and directly fight with him. But now, the 3 of them obviously didn't want to have a conflict with Su-yin. Obviously, Wang Xinyu's matter was a frame-up, and this cynical guy wasn't a police officer at all. That's right, he wasn't even a temporary police officer. As for the other 3 people, they were probably temporary police officers who had been called over by this cynical guy for some reason to help. Obviously, the 3 of them didn't realize that this cynical guy would play such a big game and use ecstasy to frame them. Ever since Su-yin came, they didn't dare to look directly at Su-yin. Obviously, they were extremely guilty because they knew the consequences of this matter. And this cynical guy had nothing to do with the police, so he wasn't afraid at all. All of this was arranged by him. If the 3 of you tell me the truth now, maybe you'll lose your job at most. You won't be sentenced. Su-yin said. If you don't tell me the truth now, then this matter will be big. Right, I forgot to tell you. I have a good relationship with your police chief, Bureau Chief Chen Wei. I just need to call, and he will definitely come to see the situation in person. The 3 of them were scared. Losing their job was already a severe punishment. If they were to stay in jail, their families would beat them to death. Boss, I beg you, please let us go. We didn't have a choice. He was the one who forced us to put on a show for him. We had no choice. One of them directly confessed. He told us that he was just going to stand there and scare one person. He didn't say that he was going to use ecstasy to frame us. We didn't know. Had no choice? Well said. What if he asked you to eat shit? Would you eat it because you had no choice? Su-yin sneered a few times. How much did he charge? The three of them were completely dumbfounded. This was really the reincarnation of Sun Wukong. Nothing could escape from his eyes. Everyone 10,000, Suyin said. Not bad, this small income is not bad. Is the salary of a police officer very low? Is it not enough for you to spend? You still come out to earn this kind of money. I think you're really not suitable for this industry. You should find a construction site to carry bricks. Hone your ability to resist temptation. Otherwise, you'll get into trouble sooner or later. Yes, yes, yes. The three of them nodded. The cynical young man finally woke up from this slap. He glared at the three of them. All of you are King useless. He's alone, and there are 4 of us. What can he do? If we beat him, we'll have the final say. Suyin didn't know whether to laugh or cry. This guy must have taken too many drugs. He could even say such nonsense. Chapter 1909. So in today's society, people talk with their fists. That's even easier, Suyin laughed. Do you think your 3 buddies can beat me? Without waiting for this cynical guy to speak, the 3 temporary police officers were a little scared. It wasn't that they were afraid of fighting, but that they had already realized their mistake. If they still wanted to fight, it would be equivalent to magnifying this mistake. Originally, it was only a matter of losing their jobs. If they fought and colluded with the mastermind, then it would be related to ecstasy. At the very least, they would be arrested and locked up for 3 to 5 years. These 3 people were also around 30 years old. For them to be temporary police officers at this age, it could only be said that their family conditions were average and they had some savings. They didn't need to earn a lot of money, just enough to make a living. But they definitely didn't have any big connections. People with big connections and family backgrounds wouldn't be temporary police officers at this age. To put it bluntly, the money they could earn from this job in today's society wasn't even enough to treat 3 to 5 friends to drink, eat karaoke and wash their feet, let alone pick up girls in the sauna. And there was also a night shift. Would rich and powerful families let their children work here? Obviously not. So these 3 people were now scared, very scared. With their family background, it was impossible for them to be allowed to commit such a big crime. They didn't have the ability to find connections to get them out. We won't fight. Today's matter has nothing to do with us. We don't know about these things and we don't know about the ecstasy. One of them had a nervous breakdown. The other one suddenly became anxious towards the third person. Xiao Wang. This person is your friend. You said you wanted to help him scare people. It's fine. Now that something has happened, it has nothing to do with us. We don't want to take this responsibility. The person called Little Wang was also about to break down. His voice was almost trembling. Didn't you say you were only here to scare people? Why the F***ck did you bring ecstasy? Let me tell you, you've really screwed me over. The cynical guy saw that these 3 people had betrayed him and was also anxious. You guys only have this much guts? You're scared? Isn't it just losing your job? In the future, you will all work in my family's business. But today, you must settle this matter for me. Xiao Wang, it's up to you if you want to settle this. This has nothing to do with us. He's not our friend, so there's no need for us to risk our lives for him. The other 2 wanted to leave after saying that. Little Wang also wanted to leave. Wait for me. Brother, help me. What should I do? I'm scared. I don't want to go to jail. Suyin coughed softly. I do have a way. You won't have to go to jail or lose your jobs. Instead, you'll be able to perform meritorious deeds. Do you want to hear it? The 3 of them were dumbfounded. Things had already come to this point. How could there be such a good outcome? This guy couldn't be lying, right? However, Little Wang was desperate. He did not care about anything else. Now he could only try his best. Anyway, he had no other choice. As long as this matter was exposed, he would be accused of being friends with a guy who had so many ecstasy pills on him, and even helped him frame people. For this, he would definitely have to go to jail. Although he was not an official, he still worked at the police station. Please speak. Please speak. As long as I don't go to jail, I'm willing to do anything for you. Little Wang's words were absolutely sincere. I swear, I'll definitely do it. The other two did not want to lose their jobs either. Since he said he would give them a chance, they had to take it. Wouldn't they be fools if they didn't? The three of them all stood on Su-Yun's side. Su-Yun smiled. If I'm not wrong, he's not even from your police station. He only borrowed a set of clothes from you and brought the three of you here to intimidate others. Yes, yes, yes. The three of them nodded desperately. Then it's easy. Take off his clothes, then arrest him and say that I called the police. Someone was selling ecstasy pills in my hotel. Su-Yun. Not only did the three of you not do anything wrong, but you've also done a meritorious deed. Maybe Chief Chen will see how brave and fearless you are and directly apply for permanent employment. When the three of them heard this, they felt a surge of warmth all over their bodies. So many ecstasy pills. That's not a small matter. Su-Yun. And if you can find some on him, his house, or his car, you'll be able to solve a bigger case. Then, you'll really become the heroes of Qingdao. The three of them were completely excited now. Yes, they were too excited. This was definitely a good opportunity to do a meritorious deed. Why didn't they think of it? Just as little Wang was still hesitating, the other two had already pounced on the cynical guy. After all, little Wang was his friend, so he couldn't make up his mind so quickly. However, seeing that the other two had already made a move, he would be isolated if he didn't do anything. Moreover, it didn't matter if they were friends or not. King tricked me. I'm going to arrest you today. Little Wang shouted angrily. The cynical guy didn't expect to go for wool and come home shorn. The three people who were originally here to help directly held him down, took off his uniform, and brought him back for interrogation. Are the three of King crazy? Let me go. After this, I'll give each of you 20,000 yuan. 20,000 yuan, okay? Not to mention 20,000 yuan. Even if it was 50,000 yuan or 80,000 yuan, no one would be willing to lose their freedom for this little amount of ecstasy. After the three people left, Su-Yun called Chen Wei and explained what had just happened. Of course, he couldn't really let the police station reward these three idiots who had made a mistake. It was better for the police station to not keep these foxes who used the power of the tiger to intimidate others. This was because their minds weren't on work, but on showing off. They felt like they didn't know their surnames when they drove a police car. After Chen Wei received Su-Yun's call, he was very attentive. He immediately called the police station in the area to punish these guys severely. The one who made the ecstasy was severely punished. The three of them had to take off their uniforms and go home. Of course, before going home, they had to write a clear report and record their statements. Wang Xinyu's chaotic mood finally calmed down. Fortunately, she had stayed here after coming to Qingdao. If she had stayed in another hotel, she really didn't know what would have happened today. The more she thought about it, the more scared she became. Okay, stop crying. Call your agent, Bai Xiaoya said. Don't go to bars alone in the future. You're a celebrity, right? How can you not know how to protect yourself? You have to avoid this kind of thing in the future. Wang Xinyu nodded vigorously. Okay, it's not a big deal. Su-Yun smiled. Rest early. Thank you, Chairman Su. Wang Xinyu's gratitude came from the bottom of her heart. It's all thanks to you today. Otherwise, I really don't know what I would have done. Su-Yun didn't say much. After waving goodbye, he prepared to leave. Cho-Yin had already walked to the elevator. Bai Xiaoya told Wang Xinyu to call her agent again, and quickly caught up with Su-Yun. Why did you come back so suddenly? Isn't it too sudden? How can this be considered sudden? Then let me tell you something even more sudden. I just came home. After I went to my room, I took off all my clothes. When I was about to take a shower, I found a big girl in my bathroom. Su-Yun. Bai Xiaoya, I don't mind if Xiaoqiao comes to play or stay, but you should at least tell her that we have 2 bathrooms in our house. How could you let her use my room? Bai Xiaoya's eyes widened. After a while, she imagined what Su-Yun said. No way. Did you see her naked? What are you yelling about? What do you mean I saw her naked? I saw her naked through water. She saw me naked. That's the main point. Su-Yun. Do you understand what I mean? Bai Xiaoya snorted and said disdainfully. Do you still think you're an innocent little boy? So what if she saw you? You won't lose anything. She didn't even touch you, right? Do you have to be so petty? F***ck, you were seen by someone. How can you be so generous? Alright, tell me the truth. Is Xiaoqiao's figure good? By Xiaoya. I really haven't seen it. Brother, let me tell you. I've always suspected that she did something to her chest when she was wearing clothes. Do you think she really has a 36D? Suyin almost vomited blood. What kind of ridiculous conversation is this? By Xiaoya, can you? Cho Yun is also in the elevator. Cho Yun was completely speechless and rolled her eyes. Chapter 1910. After the three of them returned home, Bai Xiaoya didn't know if Xiaoqiao was really asleep or if she was too shy. Bai Xiaoya called her several times, but she didn't respond. Bai Xiaoya muttered to herself, "Oh, she even knows how to be shy." During the time that Suyin was away, Lingu, Cho Yan, and Bai Xiaoya helped him with the Sky Entertainment Group. Bai Xiaoya thought that they would be able to relax after Suyin came back, but she didn't expect that the first thing Suyin did when he came back was to tell them that he would be leaving Qingdao for a while. I might not be able to deal with the company's matters in the near future. Thank you for your hard work. Suyin really felt that having a sister like her had helped him share a lot of burden. Putting aside the matter of the movie hotel, when he and Lingu were away for a few days, Bai Xiaoya must have been really busy at the movie studio. You're leaving again? Bai Xiaoya and Cho Yun were surprised. Where are you going? Did they ask you to do something for them again? Didn't you leave the army? Although Cho Yun helped Bai Xiaoya to a certain extent, her communication skills were a big problem. She almost didn't communicate much with strangers, and the Sky Entertainment Group's matters on Qingdao were mostly related to the outside world. Therefore, Cho Yun was very inexperienced in this aspect, and Bai Xiaoya had it harder. Fortunately, Lingu was very obedient. He didn't follow Suyin when he knew that Suyin was going back to Yanjing. As long as Suyin was going back to Yanjing, he would definitely have something to do with the Dragon Brigade. Even if there was danger, the Dragon Brigade could guarantee Suyun's safety. Therefore, Lingu was very obedient and stayed on Qingdao to deal with the Sky Entertainment Group's matters. However, if Lingu knew that Suyin wasn't doing anything in Beijing, he would definitely be worried. Suyin did not intend to tell Lingu that he had gone to Xinjiang. I won't tell Do about this. Let him stay on Qingdao and deal with the matters here. I'm just going to Xinjiang to solve a small problem. There's no danger. Furthermore, this matter must be done by me. Shan River? Bai Xiaoya was stunned. Just tell Lingu that I'm back in Yanjing, Suyin said. I'm relieved that he's here to share your workload. I think it's better for him to follow you. He'll share some of the danger with you and make us feel more at ease. Cho Yun had always been very straightforward. Bai Xiaoya nodded. That's right. If you don't tell us why you're going to Shan River, we'll definitely be worried. It's better to let that guy follow you. If he follows you, we can relax a little. My goal in Xinjiang can't be too big. Suyin had nothing to hide from them. The more he did not explain things clearly, the more worried they would be. Also, the reason why I have to go to Xinjiang has to do with Qinwan, because she can trust me, and I can trust her. My brother went to Xinjiang to be a spy that even the police don't know about. I have to help him secretly. The two of them frowned. What kind of big case is it again? They're actually arranging for people from the special forces to go undercover? There's no evidence of a crime at the moment, Suyin said. But there might be evidence soon. Don't worry, I'm only going to help him secretly. The main danger isn't me, so I'm fine. Let Lingu do what I should do on Qingdao. Only then can I feel at ease to deal with the matters over there. Suyun's words sounded very reasonable, but this matter always vaguely made them feel uneasy. I still think that having someone go with you will make me feel more confident, Bai Xiaoya said. Even if this person is only responsible for telling us about your situation every day, it's still better than letting you go alone. I really don't need it. I'm familiar with the people in Xinjiang. Suyin. Don't worry, Qinwan will help me. Also, if I need help, Yifala won't sit by and do nothing. They can't be counted. Cho Yun said. Yifala's identity isn't free enough. There are many things that he can't help you with. One is a police officer. If your brother is a spy and you come into contact with him and Qinwan at the same time, things will become more complicated. Bai Xiaoya nodded vigorously. I agree with Chou Yun. It's better to have someone to help you share some of the danger and pressure. Can I do it? Xiao Qiao actually woke up and stuck out her tongue as she asked the three of them. This gave Bai Xiaoya a fright. Weren't you already asleep? Great. You're pretending. I called you so many times, but you ignored me. Su Yun felt that he was too careless. When he was talking to Bai Xiaoya and Chou Yun, he forgot that there were other people at home. It wasn't that Su Yun didn't trust Xiao Qiao, but he felt that it was better not to let too many people know about some things. However, it was obvious that Xiao Qiao already knew everything. Su Yun didn't need to continue hiding anything. Of course not. I can't let you be in danger with me. Su Yun didn't hesitate at all, and directly rejected Xiao Qiao's good intentions. Xiao Qiao was obviously disappointed. I grew up with Xiaoya. In many things, I'm equal to her, and she is equal to me. Isn't it good for me to take care of you and help you on her behalf? Bai Xiaoya was very satisfied with this. That's a good idea. Xiao Qiao, I'll leave this matter to you. You have to help me take care of my brother. Don't worry. Xiao Qiao nodded seriously. The two didn't care about the feelings of the people involved at all, and directly decided on this matter. F***ck. Su Yun was speechless. Did he still have the right to speak? I say, do you guys not take me seriously at all? Su Yun said. I'm the one involved. If I say no, it's not going to happen. Why? Why can't we? I think it's good. Xiao Qiao will definitely be able to help you. Bai Xiaoya said. I know. Pigeon might be better, but he's busy with Qingdao. Xiao Qiao doesn't know anything about Sky Entertainment, so she can't help here. Isn't it better for her to help you? I really don't need it. Sometimes tacit understanding is very important. Su Yun smiled and tactfully rejected. I don't care. Xiao Qiao, I'll leave Xinjiang to you. Bai Xiaoya said directly. Xiao Qiao nodded. The two of them didn't take Su Yun's opinion seriously, and directly decided on this matter. Su Yun didn't know whether to laugh or cry. As for Chou Yun, she didn't object to this matter. Of course, it was a good thing that one more person could protect Su Yun. To be honest, she also wanted to go to Xinjiang with Su Yun. However, she knew that if she went, Lin Ge definitely wouldn't be able to sit still on Qingdao. There were too many other factors that had to be taken into consideration. Forget it, we'll talk about this later. Su Yun. I'll leave in a few days. I'll help you guys share some of the work pressure at Sky Entertainment. I'm going to take a shower and sleep first. I'm exhausted. The three of them also went to their own rooms. Su Yun didn't think too much about it. Right now, he just wanted to have a good sleep. Tomorrow, he would be energized enough to start dealing with all the things he could do at Sky Entertainment. After taking a shower, Su Yun went to bed. Lying on the big soft bed, Su Yun thought carefully. I haven't really stayed in this house before. Just as Su Yun was about to fall asleep, Xiao Qiao pushed open the door. Su Yun jumped in fright and looked at the door. Xiao Qiao? What's wrong? What's the matter? Xiao Qiao gently closed the door and walked to Su Yun's bedside. Yes, not really. You said that we don't have a tacit understanding. Then let's cultivate it. I think it will be helpful for me to help you in Xinjiang. Su Yun swallowed a mouthful of saliva. How do you want to cultivate tacit understanding? This tacit understanding can't be cultivated in a room. Xiao Qiao shrugged. I think the fastest way to cultivate tacit understanding between a man and a woman is actually very simple. A bed is enough. Damn. This girl has been overseas for a long time. Her mind is more open than the average person's. Su Yun didn't think it was that simple to cultivate tacit understanding. A bed can only let me know your depth and let you know my thickness. Other than that, true tacit understanding can't be cultivated. Xiao Qiao, don't joke around. Su Yun smiled. You're Xiaoya's best friend. That means you're also my sister. My biological sister. Sister is, but not biological. We're not related by blood. Xiao Qiao was very proactive. She was actually very good at expressing her feelings. She was also very bold and unrestrained. She felt that Su Yin was a good man. She liked him, so she dared to come to his room, and was willing to give everything to him. Xiao Qiao didn't think it was a big deal. Chapter 1911. Am I not beautiful enough? Xiao Qiao didn't understand. She had matured since she was 14 years old. At that time, many men were stunned by her beauty. By the time she was 16, she had completely matured into a slender and elegant young lady. Many men went crazy for her. By the time she was 18, countless men had fallen for her. Xiao Qiao didn't understand. How was she inferior to other women? She and Bai Xiaoye had been beauties since they were young. There shouldn't be any other feelings between the siblings. Why didn't she have a chance? Xiao Qiao felt that when a man was lonely, it was the easiest time to enter his heart. However, Su Yin didn't seem to be that kind of person. Even when he was lonely, he wouldn't let his imagination run wild. If some feelings could be completely avoided from the start, then they should be completely avoided from the start. Su Yin was very certain that this was the right thing to do. Because he didn't have any other feelings for Xiao Qiao, he could only treat her as an ordinary friend. Therefore, no matter what Xiao Qiao did, Su Yin wouldn't have any other feelings for her. Of course, this wasn't to say that Xiao Qiao wasn't good. Xiao Qiao could definitely be considered a first-rate beauty. This kind of temptation was placed in front of Su Yin. As a man, Su Yin would also have that kind of impulse. But compared to those impulses, Su Yun's self-control seemed to be better. He could control himself and not be hypnotized by those evil thoughts. Xiao Qiao, you misunderstood. You're very beautiful, but in my heart, you're the same as Xiaoye. Su Yun smiled and rejected her as tactfully as possible. That's why I can't be tempted by my own sister. You're really good. I don't know how to appreciate you. Then why don't you take a closer look? Will it change your mind? Xiao Qiao frowned. Su Yun, I'm really not inferior to others. As long as you're willing, I can really do anything you want me to do for you. I can do it right now. I know what you men are thinking. Su Yun really didn't know what to do. Xiao Qiao's attacks were too fierce. Su Yun didn't believe that Xiao Qiao didn't realize what she was doing. However, she still didn't come out to save the situation. Damn it, her best friend was indeed her best friend. She could even think from her best friend's point of view on this kind of thing. In fact, Su Yin didn't think about it. It wasn't that Bai Xiaoye didn't think from his perspective. However, after thinking about it, Su Yin wasn't at a disadvantage. And Xiao Qiao was so infatuated with him. She might as well let them do whatever they wanted. If she stood out to stop them, she would only disappoint Xiao Qiao. For the sake of her best friend's happiness, Bai Xiaoye was prepared to turn a blind eye to this matter from the very beginning. If Su Yin could control himself, then even if his willpower was as strong as Tang Sheng's, if he couldn't control himself, then he wouldn't be at a disadvantage. Xiao Qiao was such a beautiful girl, so what was there to think about? To be honest, if he didn't seize this opportunity, then Su Yun's actions would definitely torture a single dog to death. A full man wouldn't know the hunger of a starving man. This saying was very suitable for Su Yin. It couldn't be more suitable. Bang! Su Yun's door was gently pushed open and Chou Yun walked in. Xiao Qiao, who was standing at the door, was stunned. Could it be that someone came in to compete with me? Xiao Qiao wasn't worried about facing Chou Yin, because she didn't think that she would lose to her with her strength. Fox Supreme, it's already so late. Why are you still awake? Xiao Qiao greeted her generously. I think Su Yin must be very tired, so I hope you can give him some personal space and let him rest. Chou Yun's personality was much better than before. If it was in the past, Chou Yun would have already turned hostile. Xiao Qiao knew that Chou Yun and Su Yin were old friends, but they didn't cross the line. She guessed that Su Yin didn't have any feelings for her. According to the current situation, Chou Yun must have seen her pursuing Su Yin, so she came to find trouble with her out of jealousy. I'm sorry, Miss Chou. I think I have my own opinion on this matter. Xiao Qiao said. If Su Yin is very tired, I can give him a Thai massage or a Japanese massage. It can make him feel more relaxed. Can't you see that Su Yin just wants to rest? Cho Yun didn't have any good impression of Xiao Xiao. Xiao Xiao shook her head. If that's the case, I believe he would have asked me to go out. But he didn't, so? You're Xiao Ye's friend and Su Yun is Xiao Ye's brother. Don't you think you're taking advantage of him? You know very well that Su Yun won't embarrass you because of Xiao Ye's face. Even if you pester him in his room all night, he won't ask you to go out, Cho Yun said. After that, Cho Yun added, because this is his home. If he asks you to go out, you'll really lose face. In this case, Su Yun will hurt Xiao Ye's heart and erase Xiao Ye's face. You know Su Yun won't do this. It's a pity that this is only your analysis. I didn't think that it would be so complicated. I like Su Yun, so I came here. It's that simple. Xiao Qiao's straightforwardness really made people speechless. Do you think it's good for you to do this? Cho Yun's patience with Xiao Qiao had gradually disappeared. Xiao Qiao shrugged her shoulders. There's nothing bad about it. I think it's good. And Su Yun didn't say anything. Who are you to him? Why are you interfering in his life? Xiao Qiao's seemingly calm but aggressive question was really not her opponent. Cho Yun, who had always been quiet, was really not her opponent. He's unmarried and I'm unmarried. No one can say anything if I go to his room, Xiao Qiao said. Xiao Qiao said, moreover, we didn't do anything improper, so it's not up to others to judge us based on morality. At a certain moment, Cho Yun really almost completely fell out with Xiao Qiao. However, her long life had tempered her, and she had long hidden her sharpness behind her back. Thinking about how Bai Xiaoye took care of her, Cho Yun had to give Bai Xiaoye face. You're just using Xiao Ye's face to help you defend your position. Cho Yun's words were also very straightforward. Because you're Xiao Ye's friend, we all respect you. However, we also hope that you can respect yourself. What you want to do is your business. However, let me tell you, Su Yun is a person with principles. Before Xiao Qiao could reply, Cho Yun continued. A smart woman wouldn't do what you did to Su Yun. Your actions won't be able to move a man with principles. Do you understand? Also, Miss Xiao, as a woman, I have something to say to you. As a woman, please respect yourself. Xiao Qiao heard this and immediately glared at her. How am I not respecting myself? I'm just putting down my restraint in front of the person I like. I'm not that hypocritical. Cho Yun didn't argue with Xiao Qiao anymore, because her words weren't for Xiao Qiao. They were for Su Yun. She had absolute confidence that Su Yun was a person with principles. Therefore, she didn't need to continue arguing with Xiao Qiao because it would only embarrass Bai Xiaoye. After Cho Yun left, Bai Xiaoye, who had already heard the commotion in her room, rushed out. She grabbed Xiao Qiao and dragged her back to her room without a word. This person really couldn't be left alone anymore. It was too. Xiao Qiao really didn't understand Bai Xiaoye's actions. She felt that she was just boldly expressing her love, and didn't embarrass anyone. What was wrong with that? Why couldn't she do it? Xiao Qiao, you're really something. If you really have feelings for my brother, then such a straightforward move really won't work. Bai Xiaoye said to Xiao Qiao without holding back. Don't be unconvinced. Cho Yun is right. My brother is a person with principles. How long have you known him? How many times have you seen him? Xiao Qiao was startled. She didn't expect Bai Xiaoye to say this. I believe in your charm. I believe in it very much. Bai Xiaoye said, but I believe in my brother's character more. He's really the kind of man that you can't understand. If he's a man that you can hook with just a finger, do you think you'll still be charmed by him? Xiao Qiao was speechless. Chapter 1912. Although Su Yun couldn't appear in Xinjiang so soon, Su Yun didn't stay on Guqin Island for long. As soon as the sky brightened, Su Yun left Guqin Island. There were many reasons. He didn't want to get involved in Xiao Qiao's matter, and he didn't want to give Lin Gu a chance to stop him and ask him where he was going. These were all things that Su Yun had to consider. If he left early, he could avoid too much trouble. Obviously, Cho Yun, who had known him for a long time, knew him best. When Su Yun walked out of the house quietly, Cho Yun was already waiting outside the door. Su Yun closed the door and turned around. He was really shocked by her. Huh? You woke up too early. I'm going for a morning run. Do you want to come with me? I'm not your sister and I'm not Xiao Qiao. You don't need to pretend with me. Besides, who would bring a backpack for a morning run? Chou Yun was speechless. Don't tell me you're carrying the weight on purpose. This isn't the army. I won't believe you. Su Yin smiled awkwardly. You know me best. I'm leaving early now to avoid more trouble. I understand, Chou Yun said. I'm not here to cause trouble for you. I'm just here to say goodbye. When you reach Xinjiang, say hello to your friends for me. And okay. Su Yin nodded. Chou Yun was stunned. You're really going to Xinjiang directly? Su Yin didn't understand what Chou Yun meant. He looked at Chou Yun with slight confusion. Sister Qing Shuang has returned to Jibei. If you have time, I think you should go and take a look. Chou Yun said. Although Lin Gu has already told me about your situation after he came back from overseas, I believe that we all have the same idea in our hearts. We won't be completely relieved until we see with our own eyes that you are fine. Su Yin nodded. Actually, I just wanted to go to Northern Ji to take a look. I'm not in a hurry to go to Xinjiang. It's not too late to wait for the arrest warrant. Chou Yun was stunned, but seeing that Su Yin had no intention of continuing, she did not ask further. Chou Yun didn't want to know too much about Su Yun's world, because the more she knew, the more helpless she would feel, because the help she could give to Su Yin was really too little. Rather than knowing too much but being unable to do anything about it, it was better not to know and help Su Yin as much as possible. In the past, Chou Yun didn't understand why Ruan Qingshuang and Zhou Meiyan helped Su Yin take care of so many things in Sky Entertainment Group. Now Chou Yun understood. It was because the only thing they could help Su Yin was take care of everything in Sky Entertainment Group. They couldn't help Su Yin with anything else. Have a safe trip. Chou Yun smiled. Su Yin waved goodbye and got into the car. He started the engine and quickly drove away. Su Yun's phone rang. He picked it up and saw that it was from Bai Xiaoya. Brother, be careful on the road. Be careful. Don't miss me. Oh, don't miss me? That's quite artistic. Daqin Island was such a beautiful place. Su Yin had just stayed there for one night, and he had to leave in a hurry. He really didn't want to leave. Of course, this matter couldn't be blamed on Xiao Qiao. Su Yin didn't leave to avoid Xiao Qiao. He really wanted to see Ruan Qingshuang. However, Xiao Qiao didn't think so. When she heard the sound of Su Yin leaving, it was already too late. She didn't understand why Su Yin left without saying goodbye. Even if it was to reject her, shouldn't he have made it clear? But why did Su Yin leave without saying goodbye? Could it be that Su Yin had other intentions? When Xiao Qiao told Bai Xiaoya everything in her heart, Bai Xiaoya could only pat her shoulder. You're thinking too much. Don't think too much. Xiao Qiao didn't understand. Then he should have explained before leaving. Bai Xiaoya shook her head. I don't know how to explain it to you. Anyway, this matter. I'll explain it for you. Chou Yun knew that Bai Xiaoya was too embarrassed to say it. Because Su Yun's mind was already on other things, he didn't think about explaining anything to you. Do you understand? Xiao Qiao was a little angry. She thought that Chou Yun was deliberately looking for an opportunity to mock her. It's not fun to talk like this. Alright Xiao Qiao, stop messing around. Let me tell you, my brother definitely didn't think about explaining anything to you. Also, he doesn't feel that he needs to explain anything to you. Do you understand? Bai Xiaoya said. He didn't have feelings for you at all. Don't tell me you didn't feel it. Xiao Qiao still didn't think much of it. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if he doesn't have feelings for me. It's fine as long as I have feelings for him. I can pursue him. Bai Xiaoya was speechless. This isn't like you. You have so many suitors. Why do you have to hang yourself on my brother? Let me tell you, Xiao Qiao, we're sisters. That's why I'm saying this. My brother has so many women around him. You really don't have an advantage. I can accept as many women as he has around him. Xiao Qiao was even more straightforward. Can other women accept it? Bai Xiaoya pondered for a while. It was really hard for her to say. In this world, you're not the only one who will become great for love. Chou Yun threw this sentence and turned to leave. She was going to the company. When Lin Gu came, she still had to explain Su Yun's situation to him. Xiao didn't know why, but after Chou Yun said this, she suddenly felt an indescribable respect for Chou Yun. Perhaps there were too many women like Chou Yun behind Su Yun who were silently giving their all like Chou Yun, but she rushed forward recklessly without giving anything. It was normal for her to be rejected. All right, then I'll do everything for you, Xiao said in her heart. She also wanted to go to Xinjiang. Bai Xiaoya was too lazy to care about other people's love life. She didn't know how to fill in the gaps in her own love life. To be honest, it was really difficult to find another man like her brother in this world. If she found a slightly inferior man, would he be able to withstand such great pressure? Having such a perfect brother was really a headache for him. Bai Xiaoya shook her hair frantically. Forget it, forget it. It's better not to force matters of the heart. Many things will happen naturally. Go and play by yourself. I still have to go to work. Bai Xiaoya said. Chou Yun has already gone to the company. I'll go to the hotel to deal with it first. Then I have to rush to the company. I won't accompany you. Oh right. What are we going to eat at noon? Let me know when you've decided. Let's go together. Call Chou Yun. I don't want to see you two fighting. No need, Xiaoya. I'll pack my things and leave today. Xiao said. Help me apologize to Chou Yun. I didn't mean to fight with her. I really didn't. Go and do your things. See you later. Bai Xiaoya shook her head helplessly. If you really want to go to Xinjiang, I won't stop you. But you must be careful. Understand? Take care of yourself. Don't worry. Xiao said. Go and do your own things. Don't tire yourself out. Work and rest should be balanced. Go. I can take care of myself better than you. I'll leave first. Close the doors and windows before you leave. Bai Xiaoya said and went straight to the car. Xiao nodded. After Bai Xiaoya left, Xiao carefully cleaned the entire room and closed all the doors and windows. As a guest, she had to have her own manners. Cleaning the room was her way of thanking the owner. After locking the door, Xiao drove straight to Xinjiang. Xinjiang was a good place. She liked that city, because that city had everything she liked. It was good. Although she didn't know what to do for Su Yun, she still felt that it was a good choice. Su Yun had already gotten on another highway, and was heading straight to Jibei. He knew Ruan Qingshuang's personality too well. She wasn't as big-hearted as Zhuo Meiyan and the others. No matter what happened, before she saw Su Yun safe and sound with her own eyes, her heart would always be in her throat. If Su Yun didn't calm Ruan Qingshuang down, Ruan Qingshuang would probably become haggard again. There were too many things that Su Yun needed to consider. Thinking of this, Su Yun had no choice but to speed up. Every time he made Ruan Qingshuang unable to eat or sleep in peace, Su Yun's heart would be filled with guilt towards Ruan Qingshuang. For some reason, Su Yun felt that if everything could go back to that small medicinal cuisine restaurant in Hudong City, their lives would be much easier and happier than they were now. Of course, everything that had happened couldn't go back. Since what was done couldn't be undone, Su Yun had to accept all the difficulties and current situation they were facing. Chapter 1913. Just as Su Yun was preparing to go to Jibei to help Ruan Qingshuang share her workload, an urgent arrest warrant was released nationwide. Wen Zhao's photo was printed at the top of the warrant. The moment the warrant was released, all the police stations in the country were in an uproar. All the major websites were also in the headlines because of this warrant. Ruan Qingshuang saw the news as soon as she turned on her computer in the morning. Of course, she also recognized Wen Zhao immediately. Other than that, Bai Xiaoya also saw the news pop up as soon as she turned on her computer. According to the arrest warrant, Wen Zhao was an S-level wanted criminal in the country, and the general public had to avoid him if they saw him. He was a very dangerous person who stole national secrets, and was on the run. He was extremely dangerous, and his killing methods were cruel. Every word in the news made people's hearts jump. Bai Xiaoya suddenly remembered Su Yun's words. There's no hurry to go to Xinjiang. It's not too late to issue the warrant. It seemed that whatever she wanted was coming. Although Bai Xiaoya knew some things about Su Yun, she did not expect Wen Zhao's warrant to be so big. From the looks of it, Xinjiang wasn't a peaceful place. If they were to go there, they would definitely stir up another wave of commotion. Bai Xiaoya shook her head helplessly. She really could not help with this kind of thing. Lin Ge suddenly rushed in without even knocking. Xiaoya, did you see the news? Did you see the arrest warrant? What's going on? Chou Yan just told me that my brother came back last night and left today. Where did he go? Is it because of the arrest warrant? It's not as bad as you think. As for the rest, I really don't know, Bai Xiaoya said. I think my brother must be in a hurry to go back to Yanjing. This is not a small matter. He left without saying goodbye this morning. Cut the crap. You definitely know. Hurry up and tell me where he went. I have to help him, Lin Ge said. Don't find excuses for yourself. There are so many things on Guqin Island, and they are enough to keep you busy. If you want to help him, just help him solve the problem here. Bai Xiaoya said. He has so many experts around him. He doesn't need you. Also, please knock before entering my room in the future. Don't make me remind you again. If it weren't for the urgent matter, would I rush into your office in such a hurry? Lin Ge said unhappily. Okay, if you don't tell me, then I will ask myself. Bai Xiaoya waved her hand. Go and ask my brother yourself. Ask him where he went. And remember to tell us so we won't miss him. If you want to help him, then go out and close the door. I still have a lot of things to do. Lin Ge didn't have any temper at all. This matter wasn't so easy to handle. These guys must have been ordered by Su Yun. Go, don't be idle. There are a lot of things to do in Sky Entertainment. Don't think you can slack off like this. Bai Xiaoya asked her to leave again. I don't have time to stare at you. I have to share the burden of my brother's work. That's what I call helping him. After all, I'm his sister. I'm really drunk. Lin Ge left Bai Xiaoya's office speechlessly. He couldn't get an answer from anyone, let alone Su Yun. Sigh, it seemed like he could only help Su Yun at work. He would have to ask his brothers in the special forces for the rest. He didn't know that this matter was solved by Su Yun alone. Compared to those who knew the inside story, Ruan Qingshuang couldn't remain calm. She was in a trance for almost the entire morning. She thought about Su Yun from time to time. Ruan Qingshuang couldn't be at ease about why Wen Xiao was a wanted criminal. This was not only related to Su Yun, but also related to Guagua. Ruan Qingshuang let out a long sigh. She still didn't notice that her work today was much slower than usual. The secretary sent in more and more documents. Ruan Qingshuang also wanted to finish reading these things as soon as possible and decide whether to sign in the end or not. However, she would be distracted after reading for a few minutes. Every time she was distracted, she would need the secretary to bring in the documents again to disturb her thoughts. Just like this, until noon, Ruan Qingshuang sat in her office without any appetite. She really didn't want to eat anything. It wasn't that the food wasn't tempting, but she was too worried about Su Yun. She didn't know who else knew about this matter. She didn't know if she should call someone or call Su Yun directly to ask him about the situation. However, Ruan Qingshuang didn't dial the number with the phone in her hand. She really couldn't dial this number. She knew too well that once this kind of thing happened, Su Yun's state would be very busy. She didn't want Su Yun to be distracted because of her phone call. Just when Ruan Qingshuang's mind was in a mess, the office door was pushed open without knocking in advance. Ruan Qingshuang frowned slightly. This wasn't the habit of her secretary. When Su Yun quietly poked his head in, Ruan Qingshuang suspected that she had an illusion. It must be because she thought too much, so she hallucinated that Su Yun appeared. However, she soon realized that this was not an illusion. You're so vigilant. When Su Yun saw that he was discovered as soon as he poked his head in, he immediately took the Buddha jumps over the wall that he packed and walked into Ruan Qingshuang's office. Ruan Qingshuang was so excited that she almost jumped into Su Yun's arms. She really didn't expect that Su Yun would appear in front of her at this time. For a while, Ruan Qingshuang was so excited that she couldn't speak. Actually, I came an hour ago. I just inquired about your recent work and living conditions in the company. Everyone's general reaction is that you don't take care of your body. Su Yun said. Everyone says that you're just making do with your lunch. Sometimes, you'll just eat a sandwich. Other times, you'll just drink some instant porridge from the supermarket. How nutritious can that kind of food be? Ruan Qingshuang wasn't in the mood to eat at this time. She quickly pulled Su Yin to her computer. Have you seen the news? Look, something happened to Wen Xiao. Su Yin was stunned. When he saw the headlines of the police wanted list on the internet, he was really drunk. This was too big of a commotion. Why did the media report on the wanted list blindly? Phew, it seemed that the bureau chief was also worried that those evil people would suspect Wen Xiao. In order to ensure that Wen Xiao would successfully infiltrate, he made such a big commotion, right? Moreover, the reward was very high. Just reporting the case could get a reward of 500,000 yuan in cash. They're here so quickly. Su Yin smiled. He could see that Ruan Qingshuang was worried and quickly comforted her. Don't think too much. This matter is actually very complicated. Wen Xiao isn't a bad person. It's just that the country needs him to act as a bad person. So you don't have to worry about Guogua. Hearing Su Yin say this, Ruan Qingshuang was really relieved. But she didn't understand. Why do they want him to be a bad person? A prodigal who repents is worth more than gold. If he really becomes a prodigal who repents, then he really can't be the bad guy this time. Su Yin. This is what the country needs. We all have to make sacrifices. The country needs Wen Xiao to still be a prodigal. Let him act as the bad guy one last time. After that, he can return as a hero in triumph. Ruan Qingshuang nodded. She basically understood what Su Yin meant. Then the situation he has to face must be very dangerous. The wanted list is already like this. Do the police know that it's fake? Su Yin shook his head. Of course not. If the police know that it's fake, it means that the scum in the police also knows that he's fake. Once that happens, our plan will be completely ruined. So, Wen Zhao's task is very important. Ruan Qingshuang's expression was very complicated. She was nervous and relieved at the same time. She was nervous for Wen Xiao, but she was also relieved because this matter didn't need Su Yin to do it. You can rest assured that I will always support Wen Xiao in this matter, Su Yin said. Ruan Qingshuang was stunned. You support? Su Yin nodded. Because this matter is going to Xinjiang. We all know Qin Waner. She is a responsible police officer. So, she is likely to be at odds with Wen Xiao. I don't want any of them to get hurt because of each other. So, I have to go. Then you can't reveal Wen Zhao's identity, right? Ruan Qingshuang said. Yes, I can't tell others. But I can tell Qin Wan. Because she can trust me absolutely. I can also trust her absolutely. Su Yin. Only when both of us trust each other absolutely, there won't be any mistakes, dangers, or loopholes in this matter. Chapter 1914. Ruan Qingshuang nodded. Su Yin's words were indeed reasonable, but this meant that Su Yin would be involved in this matter again. Ruan Qingshuang's heart was really complicated. She really didn't know how to face her inner world. You can rest assured. I will be fine. I will be very safe in this mission. Su Yin. I only need to be responsible for communicating with Qin Wan. We don't want anything to happen to Qin Wan. So I must go. Ruan Qingshuang nodded. Yes, she absolutely didn't want anything to happen to Qin Wan. After all, Qin Waner was really a righteous girl. She would definitely rush to the forefront for many things. If Su Yin didn't participate in this matter, then she would really be in danger. Don't worry. As long as I am here, I will never let Waner suffer any harm. Su Yin promised Ruan Qingshuang. I promise. I will do what I say. Then when are you going to Xinjiang? Ruan Qingshuang said. Now does Waner know that Wen Xiao has gone to Xinjiang? She should not know yet. But I need to go to Xinjiang before she knows. Su Yin. I am afraid that once she is immersed in her work, she can't extricate herself. She is too serious in her work. Although this is a good thing, she will really hurt herself. When Ruan Qingshuang heard this, she directly asked Su Yin to leave. Then you should go to Xinjiang quickly. Why did you come here to waste time? I am not wasting time. I am here to supplement your nutrition. Su Yin. You can rest assured. For such a big case, It will take at least 2 days for the Xinjiang police to confirm that when Xiao has arrived in Xinjiang. I won't be late if I leave tonight. In this case, Wan Qingshuang was more relieved. You should hurry up and eat. Su Yin. In the future, you can't just make do with your lunch. If she didn't eat well at lunch and had to entertain guests at night, it would be easy to hurt her body. Your body is your capital. Don't tire yourself out. Wan Qingshuang listened to what Su Yin said. She nodded and didn't say much. She ate well so that Su Yin didn't have to worry about her. So fragrant. Wan Qingshuang was surprised after taking a bite. The taste was really amazing. I've already talked to the hotel and asked them to send you some nutritious food every afternoon. Su Yin. You have to make sure that you eat lunch every day. Don't skip it because of work. Understood? It can't be. You're ordering takeout from a 5-star hotel? Isn't that a bit extravagant? Do they have a delivery service? Wan Qingshuang was very surprised. Maybe not for others but for you, Su Yin said. Don't you know who asked them to order food? How could they not give me face? How could they not give face to Sky Entertainment Group? Do you know how much influence Sky Entertainment has in Northern Ji? It's their honor that their hotel can deliver food to you every day. Wan Qingshuang stuck out her tongue. You really know how to flatter yourself. Sit down and eat with me. I can't eat that much by myself. Then I'll help you eat part of it. Of course, Su Yin wouldn't be polite. He had bought food for 2 people. He didn't want to watch Wan Qingshuang eat while he craved for food. Perhaps it was because Su Yin would leave again after one meal, so Wan Qingshuang ate very slowly. She was a completely different person from before. In the past, because of work, Wan Qingshuang's lunch would basically be finished within 10 minutes. Sometimes it wouldn't even take 5 minutes. A cup of coffee and a sandwich. Wan Qingshuang basically had these 2 things for lunch other than necessary social events. There were rarely any other changes. Even the secretary and some of Sky Entertainment's employees felt sorry for Wan Qingshuang. In the city of Northern Ji, Sky Entertainment's employees' basic monthly salary of 5,000 yuan wasn't high, but it wasn't low either. After all, there were bonuses and other benefits. It should be known that a civil servant's salary in Northern Ji was only around 3,000 yuan. Therefore, Sky Entertainment Group's employees had a pretty good income. Those who were middle-level leaders would earn at least 200,000 to 300,000 yuan a year. Therefore, Sky Entertainment Group's employees were obviously frequent customers of Starbucks and Pizza Hut across the street. Sky Entertainment Group's employees were definitely considered high-income white-collar workers. Usually they would eat steak, pasta, seafood pizza, and the like from time to time for lunch. Therefore, Wan Qingshuang's Nestle instant sandwich for lunch was indeed a bit shabby. Today, Su Yin directly took back the 5-star hotel's Buddha jumps-over-the-wall soup, along with the utensils. That was really in line with Wan Qingshuang's identity. Boss Su Yin is working very hard. Everyone feels sorry for her. This was what a middle-level leader said to him. When Su Yin heard this, he felt a kind of sourness in his heart. Really, the kind of heartache he felt was incomprehensible to ordinary people. Because all of Wan Qingshuang's hard work wasn't for herself at all. It was for Su Yin. It was all for Su Yin. And she probably didn't even remember her original dream. Yes, Wan Qingshuang's original dream was to carry forward her ancestral medicinal cuisine. In the beginning, she didn't leave Hudong. With Su Yin's help, she had her own medicinal cuisine restaurant, her own medicinal cuisine chain store, and her own medicinal cuisine hotel. Although all of these still existed now, they were all handed over to other people to manage. When she arrived in Xinjiang, Xinkai Hotel did indeed introduce medicinal cuisine, because Wan Qingshuang was in charge of the F&B department. The Wan family's ancestral medicinal cuisine started to become popular in Xinjiang, and the rich people were full of praise. As long as it had the name of the Wan family's medicinal cuisine, even if it was just a simple bowl of wolfberry and ginger soup, it could be sold in Xinkai Hotel for the price of awe-inspiring caterpillar fungus soup. However, at that time, Wan Qingshuang started to do a lot of things other than her medicinal cuisine. She started to manage the hotel, operate the hotel, and help Su Yin with all kinds of things. Almost the entire Xingkai Hotel was managed by Ruan Qingshuang at that time. Later on, Ruan Qingshuang started to share Zhuo Meiyan's work in Sky Entertainment Group. At that time, Ruan Qingshuang completely didn't have time to think about her medicinal cuisine anymore. She started to run Sky Entertainment Group every day. In order to go global, Sky Entertainment Group had too many contacts with foreign countries. Zhuo Meiyan threw herself into international affairs and didn't have time to deal with domestic affairs at all. Large batches of work began to be handed over to Ruan Qingshuang. At this time, Ruan Qingshuang started to get busier and busier. Sometimes, she was so busy that she didn't have time to think about Su Yun, think about Guogua, or think about her dreams back in the day. However, the busier she was, the more Ruan Qingshuang admired Zhuo Meiyan. The busier she was, the more Ruan Qingshuang was surprised by Zhuo Meiyan's ability to handle things. Ruan Qingshuang couldn't imagine how Ruan Qingshuang managed to do all of this work bit by bit. Everything was difficult at the beginning. Now, even if Ruan Qingshuang took over all of this work that was already smooth sailing, Ruan Qingshuang would still find it very complicated. The more work she had, the more Ruan Qingshuang looked at Zhuo Meiyan in a new light. She worked even harder and more seriously. She didn't want to see Zhuo Meiyan's originally very good work mess up, so she worked even harder. She always put Sky Entertainment's business first in her heart. The hotel will arrange for someone to come and collect their things in a bit. Su Yun. Before I came in, I already told your secretary that in the future, you have to eat your lunches according to my arrangements. I asked her to supervise you and supervise you. I may come back at any time to check. If I see you eating just to make do, I will directly fire her. After pausing for a moment, Su Yun continued. I believe that she will supervise you well. But if I have to make such a sumptuous meal every day, I won't be able to finish it all by myself, Ruan Qingshuang said. I asked your secretary to supervise you. Of course, I have to give her some benefits. Her benefit is that she will accompany you to eat such good food every day. Su Yun. In order to let Ruan Qingshuang get more nourishment, Su Yun really put in a lot of effort. Ruan Qingshuang didn't know whether to laugh or cry. It seemed that her secretary position would definitely become a hot position in the secretarial department in the future. This was a must. Right now, the little secretary outside was very excited and proud. Because Mr. Su was here today, she couldn't eat Buddha jumps over the wall with Mr. Ruan. Today would be her last time eating fast food. In the future, she would have to eat a big meal. This was such a good job. She probably couldn't find a second one in the world. The little secretary told herself over and over again that she had to work hard to make Mr. Ruan like her and recognize her work ability. That way, she would be able to eat a big meal delivered from a 5-star hotel every day. Chapter 1915. Although Wen Xiao knew that this mission would be very dangerous the moment he agreed to it, he still didn't expect it to be more difficult than he imagined. The chief told him not to enter Xinjiang City too early. It would be more realistic if he arrived as fast as he could. Originally, Wen Xiao thought that he would only need to walk slowly for 3 to 5 days. However, now that the entire country had issued an S-level arrest warrant, he was really playing with his life. Wen Xiao knew very well what this meant. As long as the police saw him, they would definitely arrest him immediately. Even the armed special police could directly kill him. Any ordinary person could also participate in his arrest warrant. If they reported him, they would receive a reward. Moreover, the reward was very high. This time, Wen Xiao was really in a difficult situation. He would suddenly face problems in transportation, accommodation, food, and other aspects. These problems would make it impossible for Wen Xiao to rush to Xinjiang City normally. Of course, although these things were difficult and complicated, it wasn't that easy to stop Wen Xiao. Wen Xiao pulled down the brim of his hat. In such a crowded place like the train station, he easily obtained 2 wallets. He had no choice. He had no choice but to do this. He could only hope that the people who were robbed would understand. Wen Xiao walked to the toilet of the train station and closed the door. He quickly took out the money and ID from the wallet. He put the other things in the wallet intact. The bank card, business card, and even the IOU were all intact. He believed that the staff would definitely find the owner. Wen Xiao was very satisfied with this ID. The person on the ID should be around 55 years old. His hair was slightly curly, he had a beard, and his eyes were very small, almost like a line. This person's image was very important to Wen Xiao. Wen Xiao only needed to get a wig. If he didn't take care of his beard for 3 days, it would grow back on its own. His small eyes could also better disguise his blind eye. This was because his blind eye was always squinted into a line and couldn't be opened at all. Soon, Wen Xiao silently left the train station. It only took him 2 hours to get a similar wig. He put on the wig, slightly disguised his face, and put on a pair of glasses. Wen Xiao was almost exactly the same as the person on the ID card. Wen Xiao was also quite satisfied with his disguise technique. He hadn't had a single drop of water for the whole day. After he was done, his stomach started to growl. Although Wen Xiao got more than 2,000 yuan from the wallet, he only ordered a large bowl of beef noodles from a Muslim noodle restaurant by the roadside. Wen Xiao felt helpless as he ate his noodles. He didn't even apply for any mission funds before rushing out. He didn't even have a single cent on him. If this was really survival in the wild, Wen Xiao wasn't afraid. He was in the city. What could he eat if he didn't have money? However, Wen Xiao didn't feel good about spending the stolen money. If it was a rich person, he wouldn't care if it was just 2 or 3,000. If it was an ordinary family, 2 or 3,000 would probably be years of savings. Wen Xiao didn't even leave a drop of soup in the bowl of beef noodles. "Old sir, your body is really good," the shop assistant selling the beef noodles said to Wen Xiao. A man of this age, and such a strong body. He didn't leave any soup in the bowl of noodles. He was definitely in good health. He was no worse than a young man. Wen Xiao smiled, paid the money, and left in a hurry. He also heard something wrong from the words just now. Although he was disguised as a man in his 50s, his physical condition didn't look like one at all. Even a shop assistant of the beef noodle restaurant could see that he didn't match, so he definitely couldn't escape the eyes of the police. Wen Xiao rubbed his temples. It seemed that he was really too careless. Perhaps he was still silent in the excitement of this mission, so he couldn't really get into the state. Unfortunately, now that the arrest warrant had been issued, Wen Xiao had to get into the state as soon as possible. He only went to the bus station bathroom once. When he came out again, he was a somewhat stooped old man. His left leg was also slightly lame. He walked up and down, and it seemed that it was even a bit difficult for him. However, with Wen Xiao's appearance, even the sympathy of ordinary people could be won. He easily bought a bus ticket to continue south, and then got on the bus with the help of the attendant. In this way, although Wen Xiao was noticed, no one doubted his identity at all. The bus went all the way south. Wen Xiao didn't buy a ticket to Xinjiang directly, because the request given to him was that the route must be random. In the end, he decided to go to Xinjiang by chance. All of this had to be reasonable when the Jutsai group inquired about it, so that Wen Xiao would be less suspected. Wen Xiao drew up a route. He would first go to a small city in the Midwest in Yanjing, then turn around and go to Xinjiang. As for why he chose this route, he of course had his own explanation. The bus went all the way south. Wen Xiao slept on the bus for more than 3 hours. The sky was dark, and Wen Xiao got off the bus at the toll area of the highway in advance before arriving at the station. Now, the traffic stations in each city had arranged police to check all the people entering and leaving the city. Wen Xiao got off the bus in advance for his own sake. When the bus left, another bus slowly drove in. What Wen Xiao didn't expect was that this bus was going to Xinjiang. When the bus stopped, the passengers began to get off and prepare to go to the bathroom. Wen Xiao's sharp eyes noticed that the back 2 rows of the bus were not full at all. After all, the transportation to the big cities was too comprehensive. There were all kinds of things such as planes and high-speed trains, which were much more convenient. The bus was slow and unsafe, so there were fewer and fewer people choosing it. It was also the kind of city that didn't have an airport or a high-speed train station that people would choose to take the bus to avoid the trouble of transferring. Although the bus was slower and less safe, it could still reach the destination after a night's sleep. It was quite good. The bus to Xinjiang was parked in the parking lot. The stewardess took advantage of this time to go to the service area to make 2 noodles and buy a few braised eggs. The stewardess and the driver set off at the time of dinner. They hadn't eaten anything just now, and they had been driving for almost 3 hours. If they didn't eat anything now, the bus would stop at night next time. After the passengers came out of the bathroom, they all stretched. Sitting on the bus was not like sitting in the business class of the high-speed train. They could lie down or turn over as they wished. The bus had the same posture, and sitting on it made their backs ache. When the driver and the stewardess finished eating, they began to urge the passengers to get on the bus. Wen Xiao blended in with all the passengers and got on the bus together. He found the seat that he had confirmed was empty and directly sat on it. Before the stewardess noticed him, he slid down horizontally and hit his head. When all the passengers got on, the stewardess counted the number of people. She immediately asked the driver to close the door and drive off. The journey took a few hours. Wen Xiao narrowed his eyes and rested on the bus. He didn't know when they would reach Xinjiang. Along the way, the driver stopped twice to let the passengers go to the bathroom or buy water and food. Wen Xiao was only discovered by the stewardess when the sky in the east started to turn slightly white. "Sir, where are you going?" The stewardess frowned. "Of course I'm going back to my hometown." Wen Xiao coughed a few times and said, "I haven't been back for many years. I don't know how my hometown has changed." "Wait, sir, where is your hometown?" The stewardess asked again. "Huaishi County's Zhangkou village." Wen Xiao casually made up the name of the village. He didn't know if it really existed, but he felt that the stewardess' geographical knowledge shouldn't be so good that she even knew the name of a village. The stewardess was dumbfounded. "Sir, we are going to Xinjiang now. Do you know that? And we are about to leave Xinjiang's highway toll gate." "Xinjiang?" Wen Xiao's eyes widened. "Are you crazy? I'm going to Huaishi County. Why are you bringing me to Xinjiang?" "Sir, we didn't bring you here. I think you might have boarded the wrong bus at some service area, right?" The stewardess was helpless. She had nodded many times, but she didn't notice that there was an extra person. They were about to reach the station, but she only realized that there was another person. It was too late. Wen Xiao slapped his forehead and said in frustration, "What's going on? Why didn't you remind me that I boarded the wrong bus? You have failed in your duties. I want to get off. I want to go to Huaishi." "Sir, you can't stop on the highway. Even if you want to go to Huaishi, you have to return to the station and buy a ticket," the stewardess said. "I've already bought a ticket. Why should I buy one?" Wen Xiao roared. "You're tuning in to the Earbook Haven YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe and join us on this journey to catch the most captivating stories.